يا السلام عليكم أخواني وأخواتي. أنا بحييكم ونقول أحد مبارك لكم جميعا. ناس اللي في يوتيوب أرجوكم أمشوا اعملوا كوبي اند بيست للفيديو ورسلوه ونزلوه في فيسبوك، وحاول إنه أول لما تعمل له بيست انتظر لحد ما يفتح ما يفتح وبعد ذاك انت تنزله. التوبيك بتاعنا واضح اللي هو بيتكلم عن motivation of Dinka Bor in Equatoria. ده رسالة مهم جدا. فأنا دايركم انتوا إن شاء الله uh, uh, to share the video and also the room. هنتكلم كلام كتير، زي ما دايما بنقول في البروتوكولات بتاعنا هنظهر بعض الفيديوهات وبعض الصور وبعض الرسائل الصادر من ولاية بتاع إيسان إيكواتوريا وملابسات وطريقة بتاع تصرف بتاع دينكا بور كتل كيبس مع MPs بتاعهم تصرفات بتاعهم. يعني دايرين نعرف إنه الموتيف بتاعهم شنو ذاته في هذه الثانية. فأنا بحييكم كلكم ونبدأ برنامج بتاعنا بأغاني. يا ريت بس أعمل كوبي للفيديو، نزل عندك في الفيس وانتظر لما يفتح. أول أفتح خلي فيديو أول، نزل اللينك ما تعمل له بوست لما يفتح. يلا بعد داك انت شنو بعد داك تعمل له بوست لما تخليه يفتح. أي زول ممكن يشوف بأنه يجي الفيديو لايف. شكرا كتير. نبدأ بغنى أول بتاع كنيسة وبعد ذلك نمشي قدام. تعال فوق جو.
كانيانا تبا itabi wedi rajaleana ana mabikafu ashanita fi mana ana baru fi jebe musada dai bijaminika ipenda kumfuta isione alfa omega isione kelala geni leta kelala fadulu leta kelala geni leta kelala fadulu leta. You are my defender, comforter, press your name. You are the Alpha and Omega. I worship you, Lord. Kelala geni leta kelala fadulu leta kelala geni leta kelala fadulu leta. You are my defender, comforter, press your name. You are the Alpha and Omega. I worship you, Lord. The land is a night. Umanya obijeri lukwa. Zakure kure, alibijere mabikutaba. Ikarabuna rabuna, ifutukulu. Musana mualako, tesimtaki. Bidaya wanikaya, tesimtaki. Ita mabigeru, ita la sawa sawa. Kelala geni leta, la fadulu leta, la fadulu. Kelala geni leta, kelala fadulu leta, la fadulu leta. You are my defender, comforter, press your name. You are the Alpha and Omega. I worship you, Lord. I worship you. Kelala geni leta, mashaki, kelala fadulu leta, kelala geni leta, kelala fadulu leta. You are my defender, comforter, press your name. You are the Alpha and Omega. I worship you, Lord. Hata fi mashakil ketiri umamta dunia ketiri awi Ilana faduleta. Ilana genileta rapuna. Ilana genileta. Immanuel alamanina. Ilana faduleta. Ilana faduleta rapuna. Ilana genileta. Ilana genitambita rapuna. Ilana faduleta. Ana ya uleita yawe. Ilana genileta. Italema fimanina. Ilana faduleta. Yesu Masia. Ilana genileta. Ilana genitambita rapuna. Ilana faduleta. Ilana faduleta. Ilana genileta. Ilana faduleta. Ilana faduleta.
Yeah, كده نفضل الليتر يا جماعة keep on sharing. أعمل تاج للناس عشان إحنا بعد شوية هنبدأ. معلش إحنا ابتدينا الليلة 30 دقيقة متأخر شوية لكن we will continue. Yeah.
Eastern Unity will it ability Magic Boy Haragal bara min zaman Kan bara min ease Liberation my freedom Tajunu bara min sherry Nashukuru heroes min zaman Al-Shakil wal-Matu Azandina building of freedom, liberty and no power. For I believe and we believe in no peace and love. In a bidaya mustaqbal Taulaya tena Lakin kanina libu, kanina hibu Api badun Ina biraba ulaya tena Asan kuna senulaya Ulaya tena do resources kifaya. Then next time we are resources na apni bo ulaya de. As the all we need is love and unity. Equatoria. Kanita choli womadi Lotuko matokosa Equatoria. Kiduna geni se iyata mama Iyata bobowa Equatoria. Jinga lokoya Uya lopit wobari Anina wahi We're supposed to feel like part of the same veins. We're supposed to live like good neighbors. Our leaders unite us, but two divide us. Unite us. Kedina akulu fiseni ya wahid. The Usra wahid. Shamina wahid. Min village wahid. Min Eastern wahid. Min kapoita tori. Nimulelo palofon. We came from the east. We all from the east. Kuringilis. Manu chukudum. Ikotos. Let's break out the fight. Let's preach out the peace. Let's break out the fight. As the all we need is love and unity. Equatoria. Kanita joli womadi. Lotuko matokosa. Equatoria. Kiduna geni se iyata mama, iyata bobowa. Equatoria. Jinga lokoya, uya lopit wobari, anina wahi. Equatoria. Chigo mi naktenesi, gegen konei, putute mi raktat mama baba, gegen naga. Amuro wote kini amanyurugo matubali yeno sorry orugo emwarari haruoro amisi yarbato bibichi anyebolu kiyalu wetiti yalu wadunzi yafunji yani ituba vuni Eastern Equatoria pango wabedu kachemki kuchwando Eastern Equatoria topo sangamina ape nyebe hitao. As the all we need is love and unity. Equatoria. Kanita choli womadi. Lotuko matokosa. Equatoria. Kiduna geni se iyata mama, iyata bobowa. Equatoria.
Tinga lokoya, kuya lopitwo bari, anina wahi.
Fiscal, Equatoria.
Yeah, my brothers and sisters, I greet you all. وانا ماشيين وانا هنتكلم كتير حاجات الحاصل في Eastern Equatoria و Greater Equatoria in general. Yeah. تبي سامو شير لأي ده هنبدأ هسه طوالي.
Joseph Lago, Itakanira Generu Chale, Maurice Lawia, Itakanira Generu Chale, Camilo Doge, Itakanira Generu Chale, Dr. Fonda Zimikayo, Itakanira Generu Chale, Fizamanta Kumbe, Mapakidere Kabasita, Kan Mangan Pequeno Tomare, Mapakidere Kabasita, Kan Mangan Pequeno Sabe, Mapakidere Kabasita, Fizamanta Kumbe, Mapakidere Kabasita, Hana Kure, Kalam Taku, Ilena, Unahai, Hana Kure. Itakanera Generu Chale, Dr. Philip Tamu, Itakanera Generu Chale, DJ Peter Cirilo, Itakanera Generu Chale, Colonel John Moswan, Itakanera Generu Chale, Ocho Urunyambupai, Itakanera Generu Chale, Fizamanta Kumbe, Mapakidero Mikabasita, Kan Mangan Pekidu Domere, Mapakidero Mikabasita, Itale Kenizalane, Le Yumese, Usatake Mano Mokoromo, Le Yebise, Kelitake Le Biwaja, Le Ya Opilele, Le Ya Apulele, Fipele Tanina, Nasi Bimoto Sambara Sake. Sasita wasuru, itabika fibeta kimama, dobia filele, bikaturo vitane, bibeletaki, mabiberiki masine, bibeletaki, mabiguyale kalamu mama. Kwani asuma zamana nina ufaide nina kwani na teruke ni parao zamana nina wakifota bura nina teruke ni parao lakini alela itarua fiei italiko gotia katulona si foto wala unarifogo dekala musumu alela mamalele Pardo fica jukeje, Itarua fica jukeje, Italiko da paunasi, Kultura sitomoni fisika, Dese ina wakifuta burasa ni kala musete, Itatiri fine mule, Italiko masakini vijere, Nyakamu mahali tongo mama, Ikala musunu ane, Itatiri fibondure, Itasuma soto tiara, Ituku minifo, Nasi masakini vijere jere, Mama nangana ko. Zamani tajeni somo Anina be como mene no lobo la hadi filotena Anina be lifu la hadi samba Afizoluta ni wadu Wanafizoluta ni katulu mama Lakini alena kanita sumakisate Abdurrahman Sule wadu lelelelelele They say hakika mama nanga Brother Askid Dion, Brother Jack Shamsuddin, Kamisa Wanja, Ita Konfutu Pedri, Dima Sama na Nafalita Mwafa, Kalanta Mwafa Shamsuddin, Ita Kulwa, Mafi Bai Bai, Kina na Makaki, Reisni La, Mkani na Mugabe, Mwakuwana Su, Ndabata, Zezani, Sankira na Kore Kranti,
Yeah, greetings to you, my brothers and sisters, people of South Sudan. I want to greet you today on Sunday, 9 February 2025. First of all, I want to send my condolences to the people of Eastern Equatoria and those victims also who lost their life, and my prayers also to the wounded. I wish them a quick recovery. And my heart also goes to those who are displaced. We have a big number, like 14,829 people who are displaced in Magui County and some areas, in central Equatoria as well. So we want to tell our people that they should remain strong, resilient. They should not give up because, as we put it here in this topic of today, the motivation of the Dinka Bor in Equatoria, and we have to put it clear. We should not shy out, and we're going to lay down some of the, play some of the videos and give maybe a little view why the Dinka Bor in particular and their MPs and plus their, propagandists and the media, why are they doing this to Eastern Equatoria or in Equatoria in general, and why they are using the tactics of, the cattle keepers go all about and attacking our people, and they're all armed thieves. Sometimes you wonder, you ask, are they really coming with a good motive? And why they always use the slogan of, we liberated you, and those, nonsense, notion, as if we were actually just sitting there eating. We are not doing anything. Our sons and daughters of Equatoria have fought for this country, and they have actually prove it to the entire of Republic of South Sudan. You know, and now they want to deny, they want to use the, you know, this notion that we liberated you to give them, you know, urge to take over our land. We want to tell them, and we want to tell you that you'll never displace our people. We know your motive, and it's so clear, because when you gang up together with your politician plus your media and propagandists, and you want to urge the other Dinka from Bar Ghazal to join you to come and fight your fight. We want to tell you, you have to be responsible, and you have to blame the governor of Jungle State and plus the DBT, because this is not our problem, that our people need to be always attacked and displaced, and their property are vandalized and destroyed. And some of those, like Gordon Angok, and I really want to tell him here through this media, our diversity. I want to tell Dr. Gordon Angok, you are not a community leader of Dinka Bor. You are actually a rebel leader of Dinka Bor cattle keepers, because the way the language that you're speaking with arrogancy, making propaganda and lying, you guys are really good in acting and twisting everything. So we want to tell you straight in your heart, in your eye, that nobody will intimidate us in this country called Republic of South Sudan. We want to put it straight to you and to tell you what you guys are doing. The insecurity that you exported from Jungle State to Equatoria will not accept it, because it's not the first time for you to always come and supporting and you know, defending those criminals who come right away. Why always you playing the victim card? Meanwhile, our people will always be displaced, their property destroyed, and their houses burned down and vandalized, and then later on, to the extent you kill one of our teacher, I mean schoolmaster. Do you know how many years will take for us to have another schoolmaster? For us, one person is actually a big loss to us, because that person will always be an educated person. So educated person for us, it take years to become to the level of a teacher. So this is a message that we want to put across to our people. They should not feel shy. We have to stand strong, because the Dinka Bor cattle keepers plus their rebel leader, Dr. Gordon Angok, who turned to become a rebel leader. They are just disguised as the cattle keepers, but they are the real rebel in South Sudan here, real rebel in Equatoria, that displacing our people. So your motive is become very clear, and we're going to state it down. And I also want to thank our people in Eastern Equatoria to stand strong, and also our communities there to stand strong, and the MPs, they should not let our people down. And brother Lobong Lojore, you know that I disagree with you politically, but I want to tell you, when it comes to Equatoria, when somebody want to slaughter your head, to take your head out, you have to know that we are there. We are sisters and we are brothers. Because when it comes to this, you know, attitude of Dinka Bor now threatening you, they have to know that if they touch you, they touch us all. This message that we want to put, you know, right on their you know, on their eye, because they were also talking that they want to remove you from your seat as a governor, you know, blaming you as if you are the governor of Jungle State. You're a governor of Eastern Equatoria. If the Eastern Equatorian people are the one who want to remove you from the power, they are the one who have the voice to say that, but not Dr. Gordon Angok, with those of Michael Mayan and the rest of the useless MPs that are going after the governor of Eastern Equatoria. This is useless, because Lobong Lojore has a right to talk on behalf of his people, and plus their MPs. But those of Gordon Angok, they should go and blame the governor and deputy governor. You go and deputy governor of Jungle State, the only citizen of Eastern Equatoria state are the owner of that state, and they have right to tell Lobong when to go and when to stay, because you cannot come from Jungle State writing a petition, signing the petition, all of you around the globe, and even internally, and rally the rest of your brothers to come and sign that petition that Lobong Lojore should be moved. I'm not here defending Lobong Lojore, but since you want to take this thing and tribal line, and you want to also to rally as a brother supporting a wrong thing that your brother did, but you have to know that we also, even though we are in opposition, will tell you that we will stand with Lobong in this case. So what you guys are doing is absolutely wrong, because you want to take this fight into tribal line. And another thing, you guys are coming telling us that, yeah, we are we are we are we are the one who liberated you. When did you liberate us? When did you liberate us? Some of you, when you came in 1991, some of you were running from the fight in Bor. The same community in Eastern Equatoria was able to to welcome you. When you came, the land was not empty. You were being welcomed by people who also gave you water and food. So you did not come and on empty land. So when the Eastern Equatorian people, especially the Mahdi, when they now realize that peace is there in 2012, when they ask your community that they want you now, the IDPs, to go back to Bor, and then you eliminated them. So we have almost 9 Mahdi chiefs who have been eliminated by the Dinka Bor. So please, we want to tell you that our people need to have a rest. If you want to settle down, you go and solve your problem in Jungule State, not here in Eastern Equatoria. Sometimes you go and steal some of the cows from Eastern Equatoria and bring them here. I mean, from Jungule, and bring them in Eastern Equatoria, or even in Equatoria, and this will always bring the owners of the cows to come after you. And then the other thing that you also need to understand, our land is not a grazing land. South Sudan, all the corners of South Sudan has water and has rain, has grazing land, and it's really a shame when some of you will claim always having a different motive. Sometimes you will say that you have a cow disease there. The other thing you will say you have insecurity because of Murle. The other thing you will say, yeah, you've been here for 30 years, you have a right to remain. And then the other thing you will say that you liberated people. So what exactly? What is your motive? It sounds very clear that your motive actually to displace our people, so then you take over the land. But you want to tell you, and others even reached the level that were saying that they were part of Equatoria. They were part of the region of Equatoria. So you want to be clear, not all the Dinka Bor are doing this. We know those areas that are, especially the South Bor, those are the people who are actually causing us problem in Equatoria. The South Bor, we want to be precise. Those criminals are coming there. So you can see some of them, those of Michael McCoy, and then those of Kwal Manyang and Deng Dao and all those people. Those are the people. And plus, Rebecca Nyandeng has said she's part of that. So we know all your motive that you guys are doing. You're gang up against the people of Eastern Equatoria. We want to tell you that the Eastern Equatoria has actually stand with you when the time that the SPLA was about to collapse. The Equatorian all came and rescued this movement. But we want to tell you, if you continue like that, this your movement called SPLM, and SPLM will be buried in Equatoria, in Eastern Equatoria, the place which was actually hold this movement that called SPLM. If you guys want to know, because the way you guys are going all about calling us names, calling us sometimes that we are Ugandese and Kenyan and so on, this nonsense must stop. If you're telling us that we are actually from Kenya, where are you coming from? Where are you coming from? If you're saying that we are Kenyan, so you think that for you to tell us that we are Kenyan and Ugandan and Congolese and so on, then who are you? Who are you? We'll ask you this question. So we don't want to go to this notion, but since you start to do that, we will go tit for tat. You pinch me, I pinch you. You hit me, I hit you. Because since you started to behave like that, we thought maybe we will go with you peacefully and try to talk to you, but you started to accuse us that you are coward. But since it's going to be on this level, we're going to play the same card. You kick me, I kick you. You burn my house, I burn your house. We do the same thing, then we'll see who will win this case. Because if we are we are respecting you, if we give you hospitality, and then you turn against this hospitality to treat us like not, we will not accept this. So our people have right to defend themselves, and you stop this twisting. You guys are good in twisting everything. We can see now with the behavior of your MPs, the way they are misbehaving, the way they are talking, and you already show your motive. Yeah? You show your motive that you are actually not only people who want to come and or people who have problem, and then they will go. Nowadays they are calling gumbo, that is gumbor. Since when now the land in the heart of Equatoria now become your gumbor. Gumbo, the village that part of the Rajaf now is gumbor. And normally now you call it the new Bor or promised land. So this all nonsense needs to stop. My brothers and sisters, let me tell you, our people of South Sudan, particularly Equatorians, that you're facing with this barbarism. You want to tell you those people that don't have shame, mind them for dear. If you're waiting for them, عشان يقول عندهم فدية ما عنده فدية. زول اللي بيشيل حق بتاعك ده ما عنده فدية. Therefore don't feel shy to speak about your rights. Don't feel shy to speak about your rights. Look at them, they are speaking. You will not differentiate between the cattle keeper, between the propagandists on the media, and between their politician. You will not differentiate. They are all the same, speaking the same language. So they're already gang. And on top of that, they gathered almost 5,000 Australian dollars. It's been sent there for mobilizing. We don't know if it's going there to help their people or there to buy more weapons to come and attack our people. So this is the message that we have to put across. That's why I'm urging our brothers and sisters, the Equatorians, the people of South Sudan, particularly the Equatorians, don't stand there as if this fight is not for you. If they touch one Equatorian, they touch us all. You see how our people are being displaced. This thing happened in Eastern Equatoria. It also has affected Central Equatoria. You see, the other day, the Ambororo came in Western Equatoria. Our brothers there were able to chase them away, and they also confiscate some weapon from them. Our brothers and sisters in Western Equatoria. So you see, the attack is coming to our communities. So we are agriculture people. We want to have peace in our territory so our people can cultivate. We cannot always depend on Kenya, Uganda, and Congo for food or whatever. We need to go back to our old business of cultivation. So the real rebel who are actually terrorizing our people now, they are armed Dinka Bor cattle keepers. They call themselves they are cattle keepers, but they are actually doing a lot of agenda altogether. Sometimes they are used by the regime. In some ways, they are used by the regime to go and attack communities, or even sometimes they will be pushed maybe to go and fight with rebel. This is what they are trying sometimes. In another case, they are used as a tactic to displace people, so they will make demographic change. Whenever they chase people away, they will bring their own people to settle. And then again, they are used as a tactic also to fight Silva Kiir's government. They are being used in a different way. So that's why don't be surprised when you're seeing those politicians, those of Rebecca Nyandeng, those of Michael Makwai, Kwal Manyang, and so on, that you see them, that they're just those of Jong Riak and whatever. You remember in 2022, when the same thing happened in Abara, in Magui County. What happened? Rebecca Nyandeng, Kwal Manyang, Jong Riak, all of them, they went there. Ask yourself why they are always running after the cattle. We know these cattle are not even contributing anything to the economic of Republic of South Sudan. Instead, you who are cultivators, who are the farmers, the agriculture people, you are the one who actually bring food, because we don't actually benefit milk from those cows, no meat, nothing. Those cows are so exhausted. They are athletic cows. moving with the cow 1,000 miles. When will this cow actually have a milk? We don't benefit. South Sudan is not benefiting anything. This is only for prestige and marriage and tradition and so on. But our land is there. If they think that their cows is precious to them, they have to know that for us the land is for us is our goal. This is where we are, where we actually provide food to our people. This is where we also pray to our God of the land. We respect the land. We value the land. We eat from our land. We bless the land. This is something they have to know. We don't value cows, although we have people who are actually pastoralists in our region, but they respect the law. If you go and destroy a farm, you have to be confiscated. But we will not accept this confiscation every time from the Dinka Bor, because it become a habit. They will go and destroy sometime, doing everything random thing, and then the next day they want to come that will confiscate you. No, this time shouldn't work. And the governor of Jungbule State plus the deputy governor, which is actually the daughter of Akwal Manyan, they also need to take responsibility of their people. They need to provide them the medication for their cows, since they always complain about that. And I don't think even this is right, or this is true, because this is all excuses, and we are tired of those kind of excuses. Our people need to have rest, because since 2010 they are going all about like that. So my brothers and sisters, this is a message that I want to put to you straight. We should not shy about our rights. When you're talking about your right, don't feel shy, because the person that abuse you, the person that displace you, the person that actually creating problem to you, the person that want to chase you away from your land, he doesn't feel ashamed. Mind fadia. That's why I want to tell you, you should not feel ashamed or shy away to speak about your rights. ما يمسكك فضية عشان ما تتكلم عن حقوق بتاعك، لأنه حق بتاعك ده حق بتاعك. ما في زول بيدافع عن حق بتاعك ده إلا إنت يا بتدافع عن حق بتاعك. ناس ديل واضح جدا هم دارين هاربونا بكل طرق، لكن كلام الفارق ده احنا ما بنقبله. واحنا دارين نقول هنا أول حاجة أنا هقرأ في دوكيمنت، بس دوكيمنت ده شوية، الثاني ده طويل شوية بتاع عشان دارين نوضح، عشان ده ريزولوشن. طبعا أنا دار نقول لكم حاجة. الحاجة الغريبة إنه ناس دينكا بور عملوا التماس يعني petition. اتخيل في petition بتاعهم ده قال شنو؟ petition بتاعهم ده قال يا أخي هم بيطالبوا إنه كير ولا هو حكومة بتاع كير ومجتمع دولي يطلعوا منو؟ يطلعوا governor أو حاكم بتاع غرب شرق الاستوائية من السلطة بتاعه. اتخيل ديل MPs بتاع جنجولة ومعهم شوية ناس بتاعهم هنا قالوا دارين يشيلوا الحاكم بتاع شرق الاستوائية برا، عاملين قال impeach وعاملين الالتماس أو الاسترهام أو petition، قال عشان يطلبوا حاكم بتاع شرق الاستوائية من منصب بتاعه. أنا دار نسأل الناس ديل، إنتوا فدية ما في؟ وده كان حاكم بتاعكم؟ هل ده حاكم بتاعكم؟ لوبون لوجوري ده حاكم بتاع شرق الاستوائية. الكوميونيتيز اللي في شرق الاستوائية، كوميونيتي بتاع شرق الاستوائية ده اللي الكوميونيتيز الشنو اللي عندهم الحق إنه يطلعوا حاكم بتاع شرق الاستوائية برا. انتوا ما عندكم الحق في تتكلموا. الكوميونيتيز اللي دينغا مادي أشولي لوكويات لوبيت أورك توبوسا تنت بري لانغو بويا أو لورم دونغوتولون لوغير أوفيرها. شفت مجموعة دل، كل المجموعة دل الموجودة، وناس جاي ونيانغتوم وتيسو دل مجموعات المسؤول في إيسترن إيكواتوريا. لو دارين يطلعوا البانغلو جوري ده حق بتاعهم، عندهم حق. ما في زول MP بتاع هناك في بور أو في جنجولة MP في جنجولة ولا اسم شنو ده ديل القاعدين ده، انتوا ما عندكم حق خالص. انتوا ما عندكم الحق تطالبوا بانه يطلعوا لبون. طبعا هم وصلوا لمرحله قاعدين يحددوا، هم قاعدين يحددوا بانهم دارين يقطعوا راس بتاع لبون برا. انا قاعد اقول لكم انتوا راسكم ما شغال. ما دفاع عن لبون. انا ما لبون، احنا ما في بوليتيكال، احنا ما سووا زول بتاع حكومه وانا زول بتاع معارضه. لكن لما نجي هنا في ايسترن ايكواتوريا لبون ده اخوي، او في ايكواتوريا لبون اخوي. لو بقى شغل ده بقى شغل اخوان أنا كلنا بنجيف مع اخوان بتاعنا كمان. لانه انت كان قطعت رقبت بتاع زول واحد بمعنى بكره انت هتقطع رقبتي، بالتالي انت كان قطعت راس بتاع لبون برضه انا بنشوف انا بنشيل 5 بقطعوا كمان راسه. مش دارين كده؟ انت دار تقطع راس بتاع لبون، مش هيقطع مقابل راس بتاع لبون هيشيلوا 5 راس، ما راس بتاع اي زول ساكت. كمان ليدرز بتاعكم الكويسين الهسي ذاته يا قاعد يدعموا كلامنا. فانتوا لو دارين تقعدوا بأدب، دارين تقعدوا بأدب. We want us to coexist. You abide by our laws. لأنه إحنا قلنا لكم الكلام اللي تبغى أنت تعملوا ده، اللي تبغى أنت تعملوه أنت تعملوه هناك لمورلي. دارين تجيبوا لنا في اسم شنو ده في إيكواتوريا هنا، ودارين تحددونا تورينا والله we will do this and do this. You cannot do this to us. We are going to start to behave like you. نفس حاجة. تدقني بقرآن أنا بدقك بقرآن، تدقني بأساء أنا بدقك بأساء، تضربني بسلاح أنا بضربك. واحنا ماشيين نطبق معك شريعة موسى. لأنه فترة السنين ده كله ناس بالذات ناس بتاع إيسترن إيكواتوريا ده، ناس بتاع إيسترن إيكواتوريا وناس بتاع اسم شنو ده ويسترن إيكواتوريا particularly مندري، دي الناس اللي استقبلوكم في الظروف الصعب. في الظروف الصعب زمن ده ما في زول داير يستقبلكم. ناس بتاع إيسترن إيكواتوريا ده استقبلكم ناس مادي واجولي، جزء تاني منكم جابوه في مندري. لكن حسه برغم الضيافة اللي عملناها لكم عملنا لكم ضيافة كويس اللي هو hospitality very well. Now you are stepping over this hospitality, you shit on it and you spit on it, and yet you are coming making propaganda من غير فدية. فاحنا دارين نوريكم لو بان لو جوري ده أنا يا بنطلع ما يدو، أنا يا بنطلع. وأنا قاعد أتكلم بتاعي أنا اللي شنو ده كاونتي بتاعي هناك، أنا إيكوتو كاونتي، وانا عندي ام بي اللي بيمثلني هناك. زي انت يا مايكل موين تم تحدد ام بي بتاعنا، حدد ام بي بتاعنا. انت منو يا مايكل موين؟ انت حدد منو؟ you don't threaten my MP. حتى كان احنا ما ناس بتاع حكومه، احنا معارضه، لكن لازم تعرف انه those people they have right to speak the same way that you are speaking about your people. They are talking on behalf of people from their county. فانت ما بتجي هناك باجرام بتاعكم اللي انت عملوه هناك غير تجيبوا لنا. زمان كان تقولوا مرليه كاب، مرليه كده، مرليه كده، واحنا كده عملوا كده. انتوا يا رفعتوا ان سكري ده جبتوا ان شاء الله. كان انتوا جيتوا انتوا قلتوا اي ناس مرليه عمل كده عمل كده، ما انتوا يا جبتوا انتوا انت تشيلوا بقر بتاع مرليه كمان. ما حقيقه يونسوا. ما you cannot always playing to us a victim. انت شغال لنا انت يا victim. ده كلام ما بينفع. احنا we don't buy this. كلام ده بيقولوه طبعا كلام انا نقوله ده ما دايرينه، لكن احنا هنقول كلام ده لانه you people want to rally the rest of what the rest of the other Dinka to come with you. زي واحد مجنون كده اسمه مجوك قاعد 8 سنة في جامعة عشان بس يعمل له باشلر بتاع political science. ده قاعد يتكلم بانه حاجه اللي بيخلي انه زول بتاع توباس زول بتاع لاتوكا وده يجي يدافع اتشولي ده شنو؟ قال ده كلام بتاع ايست، قال ده كلام بتاع اكواتوريا. ده يا خلى انه زول ده يا بيجليزو. ده ما كلام بتاع اكواتوريا، انت يا ساقط جغرافيا. اسم بتاع اكواتوريا ده ما جابه جعفر نميري. اسم بتاع اكواتوريا ده موجود من زمان، من عام 1910 لعد ما تم تثبيته في 1914. اسم ده قاعد هناك لانه احنا we are falling under the equal land، the equal line اللي هو بنقع في خط الاستواء. عشان كده اسم ده سموه اسم ده ما جاي ساكت. عشان ده تعمل لنا political propaganda بتاعك بهم بتاعك قال ايست بانك وويست بانك. انت بتعرف ايست بانك شنو؟ you have to know. حتى كان قسمونا كان انت شكيتوا قسمتوا كيف حاجه ده بقى already in our blood لانه we have existed together, we have lived together. imagine almost اكثر من 47 قبيله في اقليم واحد. اقليم واحد المفروض ممكن يكون ذاته 4 ولايات ولا 5 ولايات. هم قاعدين هنا عشنا مع بعض. عندنا different culture, عندنا different languages, عندنا different tradition, different everything, but we are able to live together. begin أننا نونس حتى عربي جوبا احنا جبناه. العربي ده is mix of our local languages, mix of our local languages plus Turkish, French, English, Latin, كله ملخبط فيه. That's why we are very strong. This, I know that this thing make you become very jealous. To the extent you are jealous when you see an Equatorian from far central will stand with somebody from west or from east. This is our unity. It's created in us. Why? Because we actually break those boundaries. We look our brother, the other brother from the other tribe as my brother. We respect their culture. They will respect my culture. This is how we respect those red lines between us. This is a respect. Like today, I will not go and occupy a village. If for instance my cows went and eat your crops in your farm, I will definitely will come, because we have also a culture. We used to have court. All the court of the big court that used to be there, all those chiefs were there from those communities. Those people will always solve the problem there. That's why we were able to coexist. Why can't you in that small jungle learn from Equatoria that has so many tribes? They were able to live together as brothers. Why you cannot learn this small example? Ita magadir to on my jiran betak. You claiming by no ana makida wallahi kida wana makida na makida. Ha ita jay جاب لنا مشاكل ده وبعد ده كله جاي تقول لنا بانه احنا ما بنتكلم. عشان كده انا دار نقول شنو؟ انتوا هتتعبوا شديد. I كداش take Equatoria ده as example. By the way, Equatoria they are backbone بتاع South Sudan. لأي زول مخلوق ما بيعرف أي حاجة. Equatoria ده يا backbone بتاع South Sudan. Imagine لو كان هو capital of government of Southern Sudan ده كان في محل تاني من two region ده كان شنو بيحصل؟ بالذات عندكم هنا كان على النيل ويكون ذاته في الجنجولة ده كان حصل شنو؟ كان احنا يعني نشوف شنو؟ بلد ده كان انتهى مرة واحدة ما انه اصلا ما فضل شيء. فعشان كده نقدر نقول لكم اتعلموا من إكواتوريا. اكتر قبائل تاع جنوب السودان ده كله من جملة بتاع 65 قبيلة ده او 72 قبيلة ده موجود في استوائيين قدروا انه يقعدوا as a melting pot مع بعض هم يقعدوا. عشان كده في ناس مجانين تانيين كده عندهم غيرة في الكلام ده. so ده point. كده احنا نمشي في الليتر بتاع اولا في الليتر بتاع Eastern Equatoria community number 1 وفي الليتر بتاع Eastern Equatoria State Youth Union اللي هم they are responding to those Dinka Bor based on their كلامات بتاعهم الهنا ده ما ايش شنو ونصات بتاعهم انتوا بتستغرب تقول ناس زي كيف يا جماعه. واحد بنادو قالوا دكتور لكن انتوا بتعرفوا دكتور بتاع شنو؟ ده دكتور بتاع بروباغندا ولا دكتور بتاع فتنه وقبليه بس ما عنده اي حاجه في راسه. so حاجات ده احنا we have to put it straight ahead. ما خايفين من اي زول. and as I said كان انا قاعد نتكلم كجنوبين وكايكوتوريانز انا ديل ونقول لمجموعه بتاع دينكا بور انتوا كان ما وقفتوا حاجاتكم ده نوريكم احنا we want to behave like you. اي حاجه اللي انت بتعمله بنعمله ده لانه ده اللانجوج اللي بينفع معاكم. عشان انتوا افتكرتوا بانه when you are so loud بتخوف ناس بانه ده زي بيكونوا خايفين. ايش تايم قال والله ده جبانين ده جبانين شنو؟ انت جاري من قبيله وبنقول لنا انت جاي تقول لنا احنا جبنا. انت كان راجل اقعد هناك. هي المشكله بتاعك كان ده اصلا وانا سبت رجاله. وانا قلت لكم انتوا لما تبداوا حاجه بالذات شرق الاستوائيه ايسترن ايكواتوريا ما تحبشوا. ايسترن ايكواتوريا ده ما تحبشوا. انتوا عارفين كويس بانه اي حاجه بتاعكم باتجاه بتاع ايسترن ايكواتوريا. دارين تمشوا مدرسه باتجاه بتاع ايسترن ايكواتوريا. دارين تعمل شنو بيزنس بتاعكم حاجاتكم كله جايه بايسترن ايكواتوريا. لو شغل ده لخبط هناك انتوا عارفين ما في باب تاني. وانتوا شايفين هناك في الشمال في شنو. فعشان كده بطلوا ده. احنا ما دارين ندخل معاكم في مواجهات. لكن لو انتوا دارين والله الجماعه ده جاهزين. بس دار نوريكم عشان ما تكذبوا للناس بميديا وكلام الفارغ ده. الدور ده احنا ما بين قبل سنتين ولا قبل سنه. ده بس حاجه اللي انت لازم تعرف. just ابدأوا هيدفنوا حركة شعبية بتاعكم ده في توريد هناك for good، وتاني انتوا ما هتفكروا فيه. اسمعوا كلام ده كويس عشان انتوا يا انتوا فتشوا براكم، لما نيجي يقول لكم كلام ده تزعل. كأننا بنمشي بتاع يونيون Eastern Equatoria State Youth Union and whom girl subject condemnation of the false accusation and demand for immediate withdrawal of Dinka Bor cattle militia. We, the youth and the people of Eastern Equatoria State, strongly reject the false accusation made by the Bor Community Youth Association BCYA regarding the recent event in Yellow, Mogui County. Their claims that our youth raided their cattle are baseless and meant to mislead the public. We categorically deny any involvement in such action and demand that the BCYA retract this false allegation immediately. The real issue of the continued invasion of our land by the Dinka Bor cattle militia, these headers, without any consultation with the local authorities, have moved into Magui County, destroying crops and livelihood despite repeat government orders for their withdrawal. They remain and continue to cause conflict. Their presence is unacceptable, and they must leave Eastern Equatoria State without delay. Recently, the situation has worsened with the report of the Dinka Bor cattle militia burning houses and tukuls in our communities. In Torit County alone, innocent people have been killed due to this violent invasion. This is not just a violation of our land, but a direct attack on the lives and property of our people. Such acts of aggression cannot be ignored, and the Dinka Bor community must take responsibility for these atrocities. Since yesterday morning, these attacks have continued in Kudo, Payam, Torit County, particularly in part of Afirka, leading to casualties. The full report on the extent of demanding a damage of the loss of life will be provided by the Eastern Equatoria State government. The people of Eastern Equatoria State demand respect for their land and the immediate cessation of this invasion. Any further destruction of the crop, home, and loss of innocent life must end. We urge the national government to enforce the previous orders of the president regarding the removal of the cattle militias, take decisive action to safeguard our people and their livelihood. The youth and the people of Eastern Equatorial State remain committed to peace, but we will not accept any further encroachment on our land. Authorities must act with urgency to ensure justice and security for our communities. Signed this on the 1st February 2025 by the Orejaja James, Chairman, Eastern Equatoria State Youth Union, Republic of South Sudan. This is one. There is another one here because it's very important. I have to put this down. This document. This one here is Eastern Equatoria State Communities. Those are the Eastern Equatoria State Community press release. Because after that, after I read the other two press release, and then I here to actually play some of the videos of how Dinka Bor are claiming, they are innocent and whatever they are accusing other people. Reference. Of course, this from the 1st of February 2025. Reference: condemnation of the genocidal and acts of occupation of the Dinka Bor cattle headers against the Eastern Equatoria communities. We, the communities of Eastern Equatoria State, would like to inform the entire people of South Sudan and the international community that we have been profoundly saddened and angered by the continuous and uh, persistent invasion, killing, raping, burning of houses, looting of properties, and displacement of the people of Eastern Equatoria State living in Magui County and Taurit counties. This action has persisted since the 2017. Of course, the order, the presidential order for the cows to leave, there were two. First, it was in 2015, and then again, Kir also repeated this in 2017 again. Despite the 2017 order of His Excellency the President that all cattle from the states roaming the land of Eastern Equatoria and Central Equatoria State should return to their state of origin. Unfortunately, this irresponsible and violent Dinka Bor cattle headers from Jungle State defile the presidential order and continue the aggression on the peaceful farmers of Eastern Equatoria State. Since the Dinka Bor headers, who are heavily armed, entered the territory of Mogui County on the 18th January 2025 with more than 10,000 heads of cattle, they started their reckless act of grazing in the farm, forcefully moving the host communities from their living rooms, looting, raping, harassing, intimidating, killing, burning of houses, looting of properties, and displace the communities of Magui and Torit counties. The state government security committee headed by His Excellency the Governor made them with the intention of this de-escalate violation of violence with the host community of Magui and Torit County. The host community present their concern to the state authority on the destruction of their farms by the cattle. But the cattle headers turn down the request. Listen this very well because you will hear one of the MP later will lie. But the cattle header turned down the request of the state government who requested the cattle header to leave the area peacefully since the farmers and the armed cattle keepers cannot coexist at this may lead to violence. On 23rd January 2025, His Excellency Lobong Lojore and Honorable Commissioner of Magui County advised the communities of Magui County to discuss with the cattle headers to de-escalate the tension between the local communities and the headers. In the meeting on 24th January 2025, the cattle headers agree and committed in a written letter to leave the county within 3 days. The 3 days ultimum expired on the 27th January 2025 with no sign of movement. Again, the county authority and the community leaders followed up their promise to leave, but again, the demand for 3 more days to allow them prepare and start moving. However, to our dismay, the cattle headers did not did not move, but they continue with their aggression and brutality on our peace-loving communities. We, the people of Eastern Equatoria State, therefore strongly condemn this act of violence and brutality being carried out by the cattle headers of Dinka Bor on the people of Magui and Torit counties. We believe that this coordinated act of atrocities being carried out with the sophisticated weapons amount to act against humanity. The sons of the Dinka Bor, who are members of organized force, have forgotten their national duties, but fight alongside with their armed cattle headers. This was evidenced by ID number B021021 in the name of Private Kir Konkon Division 9 Tiger Battalion found among the group that committed the atrocities in Agoro, not in Yalo, in Agoro, on the 31st, 2025. So they went to Agoro. You will see later they have actually killed the schoolmaster. Following the riding of the cattle by the Murle riders on the 31st June 2025, the Bor cattle headers launched the indiscriminated burning of over 210 houses and killing of innocent civilians in Yalo, Ayi, Agoro, and Lokursak in Africa, including vandalization of the public institutions such as school, community centers, government offices, and health facilities. We, the people of Eastern Equatoria, noted that the aggression against the people of Eastern Equatoria State to occupy our land permanently and use it for launching a rebellion against the leadership of Republic of South Sudan. So basically, as I said, those are really they're more rebel. هم قاعدين يمثلوا بانهم كتل كيف لكن ده rebel ضد حكومه تغيير لانه since now طبعا حكم ده هم زمان يا جون جرج يا من بور منهم هم as soon بقى في زول اسمه سيلفا كير من بارغزال حاجه ده ما عجبهم عشان كده they always disguise themselves قالوا هم شنو هم كتل كيف بس لكن اصلا they are ناس اللي بيصلحهم يا MPs بتاعهم ده بين ناس ربك عندهم دم كله فيه. They are now using another tactic of taking the power back عشان نوريكم ذاته نوريكم بانه we are smarter than you متى نفوسكم قالت you are smart. Yeah, the letter written, yeah, I will go again here. We, the people of Eastern Equatoria, noted that the aggression against the people of Eastern Equatoria State to occupy our land permanently and use it for launching a rebellion against the leadership of Republic of South Sudan. Following the ongoing atrocities by the cattle headers, we, the communities of Eastern Equatoria, therefore refuse the following. The letter written by the Dinka Bor Community Youth Association, the press interview by the journalist Madingor spotted in a video clip on Tirab TV, and the allegation written by the Garang John in the social media accusing His Excellency the Governor Louis Labong Lojore and the people of Eastern Equatoria that they facilitated the raid that took place on the 31st January 2025. This is a profound and baseless propaganda. We, the communities of Eastern Equatoria, Eastern Equatoria State resulted into the following. Number one, the immediate return of Dinka Bor cattle to their state of origin, since Mogui and Torit counties communities are predominantly farmers and cannot coexist with the cattle and their armed keepers. Number two, Dinka Bor IDPs and wounded hero residing in Eastern Equatoria State who have been collaborating and participating in the current atrocities should evacuate Eastern Equatoria State. Imagine humzat asakir بتاعهم التانيين دل بيسموا قالوا هم ناس wounded hero موديل قاعدين هناك هم قاعدين يشاروا قاعدين ساب Dinka Bor cattle keepers to kill our people, to commit crime. Imagine. Number three, since the intention of the Dinka Bor cattle headers are known, we therefore call all the communities of Eastern Equatoria to unite and defend their land, properties, and people as well. Number four, the communities of Eastern Equatoria State demand that some individual in organized force and those in the national government, Jungle state government, to account for who is behind arming and transporting the Bor cattle headers from Bor, Juba, Numule using the government vehicles. Number five, يعني بيستخدموا عربات بتاع حكومة كمان والله فديها ما في يلا يجوا لنا بأنه هم ده innocent يجيبكم بعربية بتاع حكومة ده itu as who you call yourself girl your cattle headers شوف double standard ده. Number five, the communities of Eastern Equatoria State call upon the national government to protect the unarmed, innocent, and the farming communities of Magui and Torit counties, and to ensure that the cattle invaders are driven back to their state of origin. Number six, we call upon all the communities in Eastern Equatoria state not to allow their land or state to be a battleground for cattle riding. Number seven, based on the accusation, threat, propaganda on the leadership of Eastern Equatoria state government over the social media, the Dinka Bor will be held responsible for anything that may happen to any individual from Eastern Equatoria State community anywhere. Number eight, Dinka Bor must stop negative statement, propaganda, and hate speech against the government of Eastern Equatoria State and her people in general. In conclusion, we, the people of Eastern Equatoria State, have acknowledged the tremendous effort of all the leadership of this nation in solving multiple problems of South Sudan caused by the enemies of peace. This is yet another implication issue or complicated issue whereby the Dinka Bor who have political ill intention purposely intending to push the people of South Sudan yet to another senseless conflict. Below, undersigned are the representative of the community of Eastern Equatoria. The Didinga, the Madi, the Acholi, Lokoya, Lopit, Ehorek, Tobosa, Tenet, Pari, Lango, Boya or Larim, Dongotolang, yeah, Dongatong, sorry. Logir, Oviraha, the last one, I can't read it because it's written by hand. This is just to give you this. And then we have the last one, then we show the videos and then we give chance to people who want to come and, speak. And then Ashra Moshe. Can I Ashra
Battery
Bis Moshe?
40%.
My
Connected
brothers.
to Teresa's iPhone.
Yeah.
Eastern Unity, will it be Magic Boy. Haragal bara min zaman, kan bara min ease. Liberation, my freedom, that you know bara min sherry. Na shukur heroes min zaman. Ashakil malmatu, asandina building of freedom, liberty and no power. For I believe and we believe with no peace and love. In a bidaya mustaqbal, taulaya tena. Lakin kanina libu, kanina hibu, api badung. In a biraba ulaya tena, asan kuna sinulaya. Ulaya tena do resources kifaya. Then next time we are resources, not happening, but we will lie. As we all we need is peace, love, and unity. Equatoria, Kanita Jolly Womadi, Lutuko Matoposa. Equatoria, Kidina again is the Yata Mama, Yata Boboa. Equatoria, Dinga Lokoya, Puya Lopit Wobari, Anina Wahi. We're supposed to fly like butter, be same veilers. We're supposed to be like good neighbors. Our leaders unite us, but two divide us. Unite us. Kedina Akulu Fesenia Wahid, the Usra Wahid, Shanina Wahid, Mbilid Wahid, Eastern Wahid, Minka Poitatori. Nimulelo Palofon. We came from the east, we all from the east. Koringilis. Maguchukutum, Ikotos. Let's break out the fight. Let's preach out the peace.
So بس انا قلت نشرب مويه شويه عشان في ورقه تانية دي نمرة 2 ده because here this one is actually from greater Koboita community because they have said that the ورقه اللي انا قريته قبل شويه ده بتاع Eastern Equatoria community press release بتاع يوم 4 هم قالوا في حاجات ناقص شوية هم دارين يزيدوا فيه. That's why they wrote a document بتاعه. هم قال في حاجات they want to cover it and نقراه. هو طويل شوية لكن will be also clarifying a lot of stuff بكون ناقص من document ده. maybe كمان في document تاني لكن ده أنا بخليه في وقت تاني. اللي هو هنا بيتكلم هنا Republic of South Sudan, Eastern Equatoria State, Greater Koboita Communities. Date 5th February 2025. Subject: condemnation of the false allegation fabricated and directed to the leadership of Eastern Equatoria State and the communities of Greater Kaboita by Dinka Bor community. Introduction. The communities of Greater Kaboita appreciate the press release undertaken by all the communities of Eastern Equatoria State after conducting a thorough analysis of that document. We realized the important information that needed to be, needed to go to the public was missing, and that necessity that the draft of this document that is meant to the public, the missed out point of clearly to the public. They say the communities of Greater Kaboita comprise of Tobosa, Didinga, Boya, Nyangatom, Yei, Tesu, are found in eastern Equatorial State in the Republic of South Sudan. The above mentioned communities border Kenya, Uganda, and Ethiopia uh, externally, and Jungule and Greater Bibor internally. The above mentioned communities have coexist and continue to live with other communities in Republic of South Sudan, including the Dinka Bor, peacefully. Dinka Bor and the other tribes from across South Sudan live in the towns such as Camp 15, Chukudum, Kaboita, Naruz, Nadapal, and other town chiefs in eastern Equatorial State peacefully. One wonders where the enmity between the Dinka Bor and the greater Kaboita communities come from. The communities of the greater Kaboita kindly requested Bor community members who have lived and enjoyed the peaceful coexistence with host communities in greater Kaboita to educate members of their community who are preaching hate in Bor, Juba, and diaspora on the peace dividends they have learned from the above mentioned communities, so as to live peacefully like other civilized communities in the Republic of South Sudan. We have learned with regret that our brothers from Bor love violence and they desire to export violence to the peacefully communities across the country, which will not be tolerated by the reasonable thinking members of the society. The transitional constitutional of Republic of South Sudan in part 2, part article 27, sub article 1 and 2 on the Bill of Rights grant the citizen freedom of movement and residence, which shall be regulated by law. The above mentioned section have been repeatedly misinterpreted by our brothers in Bor as granted them a green light to occupy territory belongs to farming communities. We have learned with profound shock that the above mentioned community continues to cite the above article of the Constitution to justify the illegal occupation and exploitation of the violence from their areas of to a peaceful areas, and that has been and continue to be the resisted by all peace-loving individual in the country. The constitutional article cite above does not warrant their immigration with the huge headers of cattle and drive them into the farm in Magui, Torit, and other counties in eastern Equatoria and central Equatoria state, lest there is survives activity that is hidden behind the peaceful migration and occupation of otherwise peaceful areas in the country which has since been discovered by the entire country, and that is left to a relevant government institution. The communities of Greater Kaboita, which, to put categorically clear that upon arrival of the cattle headers from Bor in Yolo, Payam, and areas in Magui County, His Excellency Governor of Eastern Equatoria State led a security committee accompanied by the Division 7 Commander, Commissioner of the Police, State Director of National Security, and other senior junior ranking officer and security personnel representing all the security organs of the Republic of South Sudan, whose majorities were Dinka Bor, to ascertain the security situation between the host communities and the invading headers, who were heavily armed, wielding armament, men for national national defense. national defense, يعني imagine سلاح للناس ده انت ذاته بتستغرب. One wonders how they gain access to such sophisticated weaponry. His Excellency, the Governor and the Commissioner for Mogui County, in their meeting with the host community, advised the community to discuss with the cattle headers so that the de-escalate tension in the area on the date 23rd January 2025. The cattle headers in the subsequent meeting, date 24 January 2025, agreed and committed in writing to leave the county within 3 days and compensate the communities in measure commemorate to the amount of crop destroyed by the cattle. The host communities requested the cattle headers to leave peacefully and request يعني ذاته ناس ما دايرين انه to confiscate انتوا ما دايرين منكم حاجه انتوا امشي بس خلاص you know request the cattle headers to leave peacefully and request for allocation of the grazing area from the host community through the establishing a diplomatic channel, but cattle headers choose to be violent and engage in a massive crop destruction of the public facilities, private homes, rape and torture of resisting individual, among other heinous crimes that are nationally and internationally outlawed. It shall be clear that the cattle raider that happened in Magui County in eastern Equatoria State on the 31st January 2025 is a perpetual war between Dinka Bor and the Murle of Greater Bipor. The Murle followed their cattle that were raided in Magri a few months ago and were driven to eastern Equatoria State as hidden ground. Hence, the raid in question and the previous one have been illegally and unlawfully conducted in the territory of Eastern Equatoria State. And the above conflicting tribes belonging to the Jungule and Greater Bibor have always exported violence to a peaceful area in the country. They are hereby advised to refrain from that habit and learn to live peacefully with their neighbors in the spirit of civilized people. It is still fresh in the memory of all of South Sudanese that in April 2024, the Murle of Greater Bibor attacked the Kapot Payam of Kapoita of all South Kapoita East County, killing hundreds of innocent people and took with them thousands of cattle, including over 35 women and children, in which few have been returned into Eastern Equatoria Authority by the former Greater Bibor administration, leadership, and others still launching in unwarrantedly slavery in the hand of Greater Bibor uh, captors. Sorry, Jama, His Excellency the Governor of Eastern Equatoria State lost several close relatives, including thousands of cattle, women, and children that were abducted by the youth from the Greater Bibor administration belong to his close brothers. The Toposa communities have since closed the road leading in out of Greater Bibor due to that attack, and the entire community is still in sorrow. Bor community and Bor Youth Association are witness to this because it was the only community in South Sudan to send delegation comprising of the chairperson of the Bor Youth Association, former mayor of Bor Town, journalist Madingor of Terab Media House and TV, among others, with a letter condolences written by Dr. Angok on behalf of the Bor community to Tabosa. Yala shuf. Taban hum asi they put this to tell the Bor community itu hedurtul kalam itu amal to kalam, but yet now we are going to do this. Let me continue. In particular, for the loss that occurred uh, to Tobosa or the Tobosa community and the other communities of Greater Kaboita mentioned above, were shocked to learn that the above mentioned individual who condoled with Tobosa during the difficult time, particularly Dinka Bor Youth Association, the press interview conducted by the journalist Mading Ngor, who was among the delegation that brought the letter of condolences mentioned above from the Bor community leadership to the Tobosa leadership, posted to a social media in a video clip aired by the Terab TV, negative and dangerous content, including allegations uh, authored by the Garang John and posted to social media, and negative utterance uh, originated from the deputy governor for Jungle State, accusing His Excellency Lobong Lojore and the people of Eastern Equatoria, allying and aiding, uh, abetting, and facilitating the riot that took place on January 31st, 2025. The government and the people of Eastern Equatoria State consider the above negative utterance hostile, false, unfriendly, uncivilized, unlawful, and the same is meant to drill the cordial relation that have been cultivated over the years between the people and the government of Jungle and Eastern Equatoria State. The above mentioned hostile allegation must be withdrawn with apology by those who authored them. The communities of Greater Kaboita hereby call upon the Boer community to stop disrespecting, spreading, slandering, and assassinating the good image of His Excellency the President of Republic of South Sudan, Republic, and His Excellency Governor Lobeng Lojore, the President of Republic of South Sudan, has been and continue to be the peace-loving person taban kasarteli China, and has consolidated peace across the country, and they continues to call upon all the whole out group to join the peace and negotiation that is currently underway in Kenya, in Nairobi, Kenya, Tomini, Tumaini initiative, hence, the president has never yielded to violence. On the other hand, His Excellency Lobong Lojore uh, has proved to be a man for peace in eastern Equatorial State, South Sudan, and the neighboring communities in eastern Equatorial region. We therefore urging the Boer community to stop linking His Excellency Lobong Lojore with deep-rooted and traditional conflict that has existed for centuries between them and the Murle of Greater Bibor administration. He is above those trivial conflict. He is a national and a regional figure and liberation or liberate or supposed to be liberator fighters or liberation fighter that deserve respect from civilized members of Republic of South Sudan. To be honest, Boer community has never heard, seen, or witnessed the citizen of Eastern Equatoria state communities of Greater Kopoita in particular, mentioning, linking, blaming Dinka Bor leader both at the state and national government for violence, accepted by the Boer community. We have always treated conflict originated from Boer headers as the local conflict that has no connection with the leaders of Boer both in the state and national level. The request is, why is the Boer community always quick to blame the leaders of Eastern Equatoria State, particularly His Excellency Governor Louis Lobong Lojore? Why do they always bring in our leaders to their own conflict? Why can't they respect His Excellency Lobong Lojore the way we respect other national leaders, including those from Bor? Why are they always quick to find mistakes in His Excellency Lobong Lojore and become blind to their own mistakes? The above question demand uh, mature answers from mature and rational thinking members of South Sudan and Boer community in particular. We are therefore conclude the following. Number one, Greater Kaboita community send their heartfelt condolences to the families of the victim of the violence who lost their lives during the raid in question. We condone with the people of Bor, Mogui, Ofiriha, Luai, and the Murle attackers of the Greater Bibor administration. We urge them to hold their hearts firm and continue to trust in God, who is the source of life and all blessing. Amen. Number two, Dinka Bor headers originally originated from Jungule should vacate Eastern Equatorial Territory with immediate effect to avoid more bloodshed and property destruction. Number three, the media war was created by the Boer community connecting His Excellency President of Republic of South Sudan and the Governor Lobang Lojore to a cattle conflict between Dinka Bor and the Murle of Greater Bibor. Administration should stop with immediate effect, and the same should not be revisited by any civilized individual anytime, anywhere in the world, because it is only displays the mediocre mentality of this manufacturing such hate speech. Number four, communities of Eastern Equatoria, Greater Kaboita, and Tobosa in particular call upon the state and national government to timely conduct investigation that will lead the arrest of the perpetrators of this heinous crime, and the same should be tried in a competent court in the country. Five, Boer men and women in uniform should desist from using government assets, including vehicles and weaponry, to attack other communities which they are supposed to defend. Uh, to defend, they should be reminded of their constitutional mandate of defending the country, the constitution, and the people of their property from the external aggressor. Number six, those claiming to have liberated South Sudan should be reminded that the first bullet aimed at liberating South Sudan from Sudanese successive brutal regime was shot in Torit in 18 August 1955, and Eastern Equatoria State hosted the movement until the country successfully attained the independence from the Republic of Sudan. Many sons and daughters of Eastern Equatoria fought in independence of our country, including General Louis Lebong Lojore. Hence, liberation was not attended by only individual or one community. It was a collective effort that come with its challenges that are known to every South Sudanese. Number seven, taban number seven da amolo be red pen or in red. We hereby urge we urge those who authorize to hostile and negative content in the media to pull them down. If that is not done, the government and the people of Eastern Equatoria State will proceed proceeding with a legal action against the Boer community to that effect. Number eight, those disrespecting His Excellency Louis Lobong Lojore should know that he is not alone. Asma Okois, he is not alone. First, he is peace loving and has the people of Eastern Equatoria behind him. Yeah, we're almost there. Regards Greater Koboita communities represented by the following. Number one, Boya, Tobosa, Didinga, JE, Nyangatom, and Tesu. So this is the also signed here, and the copy is sent to the president, the governor, the media house, the embassies, the UN agencies, peace partner in the country, all the security organs, and all the communities in Republic of South Sudan, including the Dinka, and Bor community. So this is just to tell you, Yala, now I just, I read all of that. If you can see all this they are responding to what the Dinka Bor members, whether they are in the media making their propaganda, whether they are people like Madingor making propaganda. This is what we want to tell you. Now we are coming to another point here. We want to play these videos quickly, so then we know. Okay, let's go to this one. And I got one of MPs there. Dinka Bor MPs. And let me bring it, Yeah.
The politician instigated this.
You see the politician.
Whatever political message they want to send, I'm sure they want to put South Sudanese into loggerhead to fight among themselves. We had no issues with the local. These people, the cattle keepers, have no issues with the local.
Yes, I want to ask if the voice is reaching Nasal Clubhouse. Can you hear? I'm now playing video. Some of the videos, the voices are very low. I saw them إلى نزيد صوت bigger من جهاز بتاع تليفون لأنه ده فيديو ذاته من المصدر. Okay, let's go. Just then.
People would have told them. The local would have also not report that there are new people moving in our bushes. Okay, for them to protect themselves. If the local would come to them and tell them there are people that are moving around here, be careful, sleep well, all these things. Okay. They would have not done those such things.
Imagine.
What is unfortunate is to see that the responsible government in Eastern Equatoria is condoning that situation.
I will play it again.
Not able actually to tell the truth to the people of South Sudan. Instead of telling them that there are people in the bush who don't want you here, which means that there is an understanding between them and this rebel group. What is a link? If there is somebody inside the government who is linking the citizen with the rebels, is that person a rebel? For me, I have been there for the last few days since the incident happened. And
I will play it again. Now I'm playing it on YouTube here, but I will play it again. No problem. It says Mike Otto.
If a farm that is destroyed, I've not seen a farm that the crop are growing. And it is a season that we all know as South Sudanese. It is not a farming season for cattle to be able to go and destroy farms.
Imagine.
The cattle are even struggling for water. They are fighting over very small water that is in the pool. I urge you to find where the commissioner is. Let him take you to the villages that were said to have been vandalized. Vandalization means you remove iron sheets, you take everything that is there, you destroy doors and all this. If the houses are burned, the trace of where a house was burned can be seen even 3 years
Michael
later.
Owen, and I'm useless like that.
Where the population was displaced, the house is vandalized, and the house is burned. What is the problem of war cattle? As they are the one that always destroy farms. And cattle from other communities have no issues.
Imagine.
If you get that evidence, then the narrative will be somewhat true. But to be very honest, everything that is said was meant as a propaganda to lay down, to lay a foundation where someone can build a case on after, in order to justify an incident like the incident that occurred. So these people premeditated their actions. They killed people in cold blood. And they laid that as a strategy to defend themselves later. And they cannot just be allowed to go unpunished. Then nobody is allowed to do what happened in Mogui area. These are people who have taken law into their hands. They have ignored the rule of law.
Law to their
hand. The cattle from Jongole, and in particular from Bor area and Mandari, in fact, people say it is Bor. These are cattle from Bor. No, when there are people from Mandari area. Look at the iron. You are asking fellow citizens to go back to their homes of origin.
Imagine.
And we have citizens of other countries. We have Ambororo. They are in Ye, they are in Manya. They are also moving with these people. Nobody talk about them.
Look at this one.
Nobody said Ambororo should go back to Central Africa or should go back to Chad. So there is hatred by people who are running this propaganda that cattle from Bor should relocate back to Bor. Okay, all these cattle along the road are not all from Bor. Okay, they are not all from Bor. You have cattle from other communities, and this is a reality. The other time, 2022,
they are Gordon. This guy is very tribalist. He's the rebel leader. That
that they are destroying.
You can't even pronounce those places.
When we relocated them, what happened? Foreign troops came and settled there.
Foreign troops.
Everybody is chicken about it.
Everybody is chicken.
Nobody has talked about land taken. Nobody has talked about farm being destroyed. So that is politics. And we are urging national government to open eye and see what is happening in that particular state. Not all of them, but some individuals in that particular state. For us, in 2022, the same person went to a cattle camp, and for a few days later on, cattle camp was attacked. The same happened this time.
Imagine.
We should believe as MPs, our expectation is the government will prepare itself and even report to His Excellency the President of the Republic of South Sudan and the Presidency in general and to the Council of Ministers so that we stop this culture of impunity. Nobody will be allowed to be above the law. Article 27.1 covers every citizen. and it's and his or her own way of life. Way of life involves farming, it involves taking care of cattle, it involves doing business. And the Constitution grants absolute right to every citizen.
Which Constitution?
Color,
I'm glad our people they know what is Constitution.
Right to live anywhere and own property. Okay, so if there is any politician in South Sudan that think he or she has a different constitution to what we have as a country, it's something that is worth questioning, and we shall join our hands with members, the lawmakers from Eastern Equatoria, to ask individuals that might be deemed to have gotten involved in pushing out fellow citizens. We are in transitional government of unity. The government is a government of peace. It brings all the parties.
I'm happy the person that put this video together, because one day we'll go after them, those criminals.
Peace negotiation going on to bring peace. So you can just imagine a situation where the government of the whole state hands are suspected. So we are disappointed. Definitely, we will be calling for investigation to take place, and we will demand accountability. If somebody violates the law, do you kill him? If somebody even attacks you, do you organize yourself and make a revenge attack under our constitution and under the various laws of this country? It is not allowed. Nobody is above the law, and I'm sure definitely the national government will come in and investigate what has happened. We have bodies that we have clearly identified. This one we will report them to the authorities. We have telephones with names on them that we have recovered from those bodies. We will report those telephones to the authorities. We have IDs, nationality IDs, work IDs that have also been recovered. So those evidence, we will present them to the authorities. But we cannot be able to get them now to take them to the scene to identify their people. Okay. But these are clearly people with a tribal mark, which is we are common people. We know ourselves very well. So anybody disputing it, we will get meet at the investigation. The cattle raiders, they are not the one who are controlling the area in which the cattle were raided. They are not the one, and that's why their cattle were raided. If they were controlling the area, they would have not allowed the raiders to raid. All the cattle.
والله لكن أنا قوي.
After 2 days immediately, the governor of Central Equatoria wrote a letter that by cows have been taken to board. So I want you, the governor, to send these cows back. So you know what happened? Everybody came with a letter. So the old trucks.
You see, this guy they are اسمه Gordon ده. اللي اسمه دكتور زول حسود زول قبلي جدا. They are leader بتاع they are leader بتاع rebel ده rebel بتاع اسمه شنو ده كوريوم 2 ده.
The nation will succeed in through the rule of law when media is effective.
But do you respect the law?
Do not fear. Ask them. Ask the governor. Ask the commissioners. Ask them some ministers here.
Those people are really insane.
From the government up to now.
Girl, his name is Honorable B.R. Deng.
Many people are.
Well, you guys are useless.
Where is the statement from the government? Whether that is national government.
And those are supposed to be called the educated one.
Have been lost, and people are telling lies, and it is being condoned.
So anyways, my brother and sister, this is just to let you know, to see with which people you are dealing with. They are to shikilnas that you're dealing with. Those are supposed to be MP. They are yapping, talking too much, and you want to blame the Eastern, Eastern Equatoria government. Lobong Lojore is doing, he's speaking plus his MPs, they're speaking on behalf of their people. You came from Jungule. And please don't use the excuse of this article. The article is talking about one individual, one citizen has a right to move. Did not talk of cows, 10,000 heads of cows moving from a state to another. Group of community, complete community go and occupy the land of the other community. That's useless constitution. This is not the interpretation of this constitution that you guys are talking. You are MPs, but you're useless MPs. In fact, you are the rebel. Those people are the real rebel. They are under cover of something called cattle givers. Bezat Gordon Angong the race they are to lead a bit a rebel bit a Koreum too. They are Koreum too. They tell you to say that doing. You're not a peaceful cattle keepers. You guys are not peaceful cattle keepers. You guys are actually intimidating, harassing, doing anything. It took Galam. You have to blame your governor of your Jungule. Don't blame Mlomong. You are the one who brought your insecurity. If you're talking about the Ambororo, our people fought with the Ambororo left. Our people, the community in Western Equatoria, and you are lying that, now the Ambororo, they are in Lanya, they are in Ye. Don't look at it. This thing was in Western Equatoria. And our people there in Western Equatoria were able to deal with the Ambororo. They chased away. So don't give us excuse. You're talking about when the foreign troop encroach to here in Eastern Equatoria, you chicken out. Why you eat Gordon? Yeah, doctor, you call yourself doctor. Why you chicken out from Murle? Why did you run away from Murle? If you're men enough, fight Murle. You're bringing your insecurity with you, and yet you want to talk. Like kalam farik. Ana maarif ya jamaa. Itu derni ana shakil haja da fi das video da tani ya moderators wala namshi qidam be video tani.
ممكن تشوف إذا كان في طريقة إنه الصوت يكون واضح أو تمشي
أنا ممكن أشغله بس بسبيكر عادي.
ممكن شغله ما مشكلة.
أنا ما أعرف the rest of other moderators.
عشان يكون أوضح لأن الموقع ده مهم جدا.
خلاص.
جدا إنه الناس تفهم.
لأنه فيه مقاطع، ده مقاطع أنا هشغله خلاص ما في مشكلة.
The politician instigated this incident. Whatever political message they want to send, I'm sure they want to put South Sudanese into loggerhead to fight among themselves. We had no issues with the local. These people, the cattle keepers, have no issues with the local. The local would have told them. The local would have also not report that there are new people moving in our bushes, okay, for them to protect themselves. If the local could come to them and tell them there are people that are moving around here, be careful, you sleep well, all these things.
Is it our duties? Is it the duty of our local people to come and tell criminals coming with cattle keepers with their gun, AK-47, very sophisticated weapon? Is it our duty to come and tell you that, be careful, there are people coming here? Who knows, maybe you're a thief, you stole their cows, that's why they're coming after you. Is it our problem? This is not our problem. This is absolutely your own problem. You're coming with it from Jungule. This is not our problem in Eastern Equatoria or even in Equatoria. You instead, you're very people who like to twist. You guys like to twist everything. You're good in twisting. You're good in propaganda. You're good in playing everything for your own favor. And this time around, those MPs, how can the MPs that are representing those people? You should look for your new MP or MPs maintain, because those are outdated people. They are driven by the hatred. They are driven by the mindset of that occupation. They lie also about liberation. Kalam al-Farid, kalam bitanas ismu shunu da zola ismu madingor. Ana ma arif nazil malum. And what the fish you know they are kulkum filan bitakum there. You have water there, you have grass, you have everything. You don't believe that our people they have some crops that they actually cultivate them during the during the summer. I mean the dry season. Zaman takaranga and endo hajan binazrao. This is what we sustain on. And now we don't bagar bitak ma bijib lena haja. Yet you're coming and you want to talk to speak as if you are the owner of the place. It that worry it mind that also. You don't have any excuse. You're a visitor, you're a visitor in that place. Ita ma mungkin teji baras bitak. Dada kalam farik say.
Okay. They would have not done those such things.
What is unfortunate is to see to it that the responsible government in Eastern Equatoria is condoning that situation and not able actually to tell the truth.
Look at this useless MP of called is it MP or the leader bita rebel le da Dinka Bor da Koryom. He's talking about the Eastern Equatoria government and the Eastern Equatoria. What about your Eastern your Jungle state? Yani he neglected his own. This you're not our responsibility. You came illegally. You came with gun. You came ita amalta haja. Why should I protect you? Ma ita jaral minnak harami ada jaya borak. This is if you actually want to say, girl, you're supposed to be no. Dema shogol bitana. Gordon Angogda, Dr. Gordon Angogwa Munuda, by the way, and I consider him, he's a rebel. This is a rebel leader of the Koryom. Kettle headers del, demana sahlin machine besilahat. The haja al hagiga, khaligulu. And why do you want to blame people? You came as a visitor. Ita jaya besilah, bita jaya bagar, bita jaya tamalena foda. And yet when the MPs, the governor of Eastern Equatoria to defend his people, you say, no, this is their right. You go, Musulia bitak bega hinak le governor bitakum, bita jungule. Fawda da, itu jubtu maakum hinak. Ugalam da ma mungkin. This time around, we are going to use the same mentality. Nafsu mukh bitakum altuga anta amululena de as a citizen of Eastern Equatoria or Equatoria, we are going to deal the same way you're dealing with us. Lano all this time, we give you hospitality. احنا اديناكم اي حاجه لكن ما قاعدين تحترمونا. تيجي تقول لنا احنا liberate you. You guys are coward. You chicken out. Why you did not chase the encouragement of the foreign troop? You never heard that the Tabosa went and fought the Kenyan forces. You did not hear that. The kalam farik say you were not able to deal with Murle. Ita jaya tetkalam lena wallahi fadia ma wallahi.
To the people of South Sudan, instead of telling them that there are few people in the bush who don't want you here, it means that.
Imagine that instead of telling you that there is people in the bush, I'm not telling you. Ejama sa de kalam bitashu. Wallahi lakini. Look at this one. He's insulting me. Which history, by the way? History, you know history of what? If not for Equatoria, ma fi haja. Garangzato kan lamma shanta bitaw masha. History of what? Some of you in Kakuma, remaining Kakuma. Kalam farik say. I don't care. You can call me any name. There's no problem. This is your outbringing.
There is an understanding between them and this rebel group.
What is a link? If there is somebody inside the government who is linking the citizen with the rebels, is that person a rebel?
For me, I have been there for the last few days since the incident happened. And I can truly tell you that I have never seen a single farm, leave a farm that is destroyed. I have not seen a farm that the crop are growing. And it is a season that
How will you see that? You're just a nomad moving around. You don't know anything. How will you differentiate? لو بالنسبة لك أي حاجة أخضر بالنسبة لك بقر بياكل أنت ما بتعرف ده شنو أصلا.
No, as South Sudanese, it is not a farming season for cattle to be able to go.
I want to ask this poor MP, how do you eat a fresh tomato? How do you eat the fresh rocket leaves? the fresh bamia, the fresh gwede, the fresh everything fresh. Al kul yom anna ita katalga wen? Ita katalga bafra bambe fresh dem min wen? kan dema ya zaman bitaw. Another nasal ajad de betla min wen? Is not during the dry season?
Soil farm. The cattle are even struggling for water. They are fighting over very small water that is in the pool.
I urge you to find where the commissioner is. Let him take you to the villages that were said to have been vandalized. Vandalization means you remove iron sheets, you take everything that is there, you destroy doors and all this. If the houses are burned, the trace of where a house was burned can be seen even.
And look at this one. Dal kan kirga de shetim fu matar re awes makel moyen. Mendo haja. By the way, nagas magal kan umato min for julu min bare. And he's talking. They are all the same. Just a give. Yani بعد ده كاش مقوي مجرم ساكت ده زول طبعا هو كان اصلا national security.
3 years later. So let him or her go and show you where the population was displaced, the house is vandalized,
and I will show
and the house is burned.
What is the problem of Boer cattle? As they are the one that always destroy farms. And cattle from other communities have no issues.
If you get that evidence,
you can see they are the كانوا مجهزين لحاجات ده كله لأنه the way they are talking you can see that those are the people who are prepared. Their leader is Gordon Angok اللي هو بيسموه doctor. That's their leader, the rebel leader. The rest those are the member of those rebel, and their forces on the ground those are the Korean too who disguise as a cattle they are home.
Then the narrative will be somewhat true. But to be very honest, everything that is said was meant as a propaganda to lay down, to lay a foundation where someone can build a case on in order to justify an incident like the incident that occurred. So these people premeditated their actions. They killed people in cold blood, and they laid that as a strategy to defend themselves later. And they cannot just be allowed to go unpunished.
Then nobody is allowed to do what happened in Mogui area. These are people who have taken law into their hands. They have been known.
Who is taking law into their hand? Who is intimidating people if we are talking from the law perspective? Yeah, useless MP. Ismumuno. Gal honorable. BR Ding. You are horrible. You're not honorable. Because if you want to talk the fact, carrying a gun, sophisticated gun, AK-47, around the communities, this is a crime. To have a gun as a civilian, you're already committing crime. And this is also harassment and intimidation before you start to shoot. Who are those outlaw? Is you in the state. أنا ما أعرفهم قاعدين يدافعوا. So that's the mind of Adia بصراحة. Shame can they are member the parliament بيدافع جماعة then shame on you.
The rule of law. If the cattle from Jonglei, and in particular from Bor area and Mandari, in fact, people say it is Bor, these are cattle from Bor. No, even there are people from Mandari area.
Look at the irony.
Now
you are asking fellow citizens to go back to their homes of origin.
Yes, you will be asked. You will be asked since you don't abide by the law of the state. You can be asked to go back to the state of origin because you're causing destruction. We are farmers. This is normal. Mafia haja. Since you don't respect the law of the place, since you don't behave, halas, you go.
We have citizens of other countries. We have Ambororo.
Imagine, Ambororo.
Who are here.
Ambororo.
They are in Ye, they are in Lanya. They are also moving with this.
Ambororo, they are not in Ye, they are not in Lanya. That was in Western Equatoria. And they were dealt with, for you to know.
People, nobody talk about them. Nobody said Ambororo should go back to Central Africa or should go back to Chad. So there is hatred by people who are running this propaganda that cattle from Bor should relocate back to.
This is what you're doing is exactly the propaganda. You left your job as a MP, you become a propagandist. All of you. Propaganda.
Bor. Okay, all these cattle along the road are not all from Bor. Okay, they are not all from Bor. You have cattle from other communities.
And this is a reality. The other time, 2022, our people were chased away, the cattle headers were chased away from Mogali and Molijo.
They have to be
that
chased,
they are
yes.
destroying farms.
Yes.
When we relocated them, what happened? Foreign troops came and settled there.
Really?
And everybody is chicken about it.
Everybody's chicken.
Nobody has talked about land taken. Nobody.
And why are you chicken about Murray? Yeah, Gordon, the rebel leader.
Talk about farm being destroyed. So that is politics. And we are urging national government to open eye and see what is happening in that particular state. Not all of them, but some individual in that particular state. For us, in 2022, the same person went to a cattle camp. And for a few days later on, cattle camp was attacked. The same happened this time. It's amount to a reconnaissance mission.
Colleagues, as MPs, our expectation is the government will prepare itself and even report to His Excellency, the President of the Republic of South Sudan, and the presidency in general, and to the Council of Ministers, so that we stop this culture of impunity. Nobody will be allowed to be above the law.
Who's really culture of impunity? Who is coming armed and going to villages of other people? You're coming 1,000 miles from there, and yet you're like in Nazil Wendo Fadia. Like Fadia.
Article 27(1) covers every citizen, and it's and his or her own way of life. Way of life involves farming. It involves taking care of cattle. It involves doing business.
The Article 27 is not even talking about that. He's lying. The Article 27 is clear, and you, Michael Owen, I know you're watching me because I shared this video in your forum there. The Article 27 is not talking about that. It's not talking about you coming with your cows or even coming in a big number. The Article 27 is talking about individuals, a citizen, single citizen, you and your wife. The Article 27 is talking about every citizen, one citizen, shall have a right to freedom of movement and liberty to choose his or her residence except for reason of public health and safety. Now we have an issue of safety. Safety because you are coming with gun, as shall be regulated by law. So now that's why the regulation of the indigenous people of Eastern Equatoria want to regulate you by their laws, not by your law from Jungule. And then number 2, the sub-article, every citizen shall have a right to leave or to return to South Sudan. So there's nothing talk about cows. It's talking about anything like that. It's talking about individual, not all of you now coming all together as big community and then occupy the land of other community. This is called power abuse, and this is also you want to use this article for your own selfish interest. Michael, we don't think that we are stupid. We all went to school.
The Constitution grants absolute right to every citizen, regardless of color, regardless of religion, regardless of tribes, to live anywhere and own property.
Anywhere is regulated.
So if there is any politician in South Sudan that think he or she has a different constitution to what we have as a country, it's something that is worth questioning.
Instead, you have your own constitution because you already added the cows. in that regard. The cows is not there. Michael, Michael, you are the one who is actually have your own constitution. You're abusing this constitution to pass your ill intention of actually intention of occupying people land, using cattle, using sophisticated weapon, distracting, burning, doing all of that, and yet you want to play as a victim. You're not a victim, by the way. You're aggressor because you're coming with your cattle and you're coming with gun.
And we shall join our hands with members, the lawmakers from Eastern Equatoria, to ask individuals that might be deemed to have gotten involved.
And imagine this, Michael. He was threatening our MPs. He himself threatening our MPs, but he didn't know that the MPs they are also people that you can not threaten them until he shy away. Kalam Farik.
In pushing out fellow citizens.
We are in transitional government of unity. The government is a government of peace. It brings all the parties to peace. And even those who are still outside, there is a peace negotiation going on to bring peace.
And
so you can just imagine a situation where the government of the whole state hands are suspected. So we are disappointed. Definitely, we will be calling for investigation to take place.
And we will demand accountability.
If somebody violates the law, do you kill him? If somebody even attack you, do you organize yourself and make a revenge attack? Under our constitution and under the various laws of this country, it is not allowed. Nobody is above the law. And I'm sure definitely the national government will come in.
Nobody above the law, and you're going with gun.
We have bodies that we have clearly identified. This one, we will report them to the authorities. We have telephones with names on them that we have recovered from those bodies. We will report those telephones to the authorities. We have IDs, nationality IDs, work IDs that have also been recovered. So those evidence, we will present them to the authorities. But we cannot be able to get them now to take them to the scene to identify their people. Okay. But these are clearly people with their tribal mark, which is we are common people. We know ourselves very well. So anybody disputing it, we will get meet at the investigation.
The cattle raiders, they are not the one who are controlling the area in which the cattle were raided. They are not the one, and that's why their cattle were raided. If they were controlling the area, they would have not allowed the raiders to raid.
In 2022, when we located all the cattle from Eastern Bank, Eastern Equatoria, Central Equatoria, we took them to Bor. All the cattle.
And how did they come?
After 2 days immediately, the governor of Central Equatoria wrote a letter that cows have been taken to Bor. So I want you, the governor, to send these cows back. So you know what happened? Everybody came with a letter. So the whole trucks came back with cattle. So it's just
this is another propaganda. Wallahi, there's people.
Okay? So when they are here,
and they are laughing. When
so that is just mere politics.
The nation will succeed in through the rule of law when media is effective.
The problem, they are not law-abiding people, but yet they're preaching law. They are outlaw. Today, if you're coming, you as a citizen, you are not a military personnel, you are nothing. Why are you carrying a gun? Carrying a gun itself, it means that you already violated the law. Those people, they already have plan. The way they are talking, they have plan, and they are talking that they have to make investigation. Yes, do the investigation. And responsibility of your reckless is, you count on your governor of Dungule, not Eastern Equatoria, because you are the one who come. Last time they told you don't come. من يوم 18 من يوم 18 واحد. Why are you here? Why are you here? So you're the one who make that. Let's go في يد تاني. So the video تاني كان ده. ده زول بتاعهم بتاع propaganda بتاعهم تاني ده. مدين مور. معلش يا جماعة عشان نديكم فرصة.
Print here on the skin with a lock. And that's how they identify the areas. They're wearing some rings with writings, and those bodies are lying there, 3 of them, and 2 are on this side. There are 2 people being buried at the moment from the cattle camp. So one of those guys at a gun is the one who killed the youth, the 3 youth. I am told that there are also about 8 bodies on the other side of the stream, which are from the attackers.
And we're not seeing anything. Not
according to the person who had identified them. That means it's a combination of many tribes from eastern Equatoria and eastern Jopole, which is a greater Pibor administrative area. On the other side, there is an active shooter who is said to be wounded. He has wounded 1 person, and I think by now he is being handled by the youth of the cattle camp. The fighting now has faded behind the hill. They have gone deeper. They divided into 3 groups. So one group was overpowered, and the guys of the cattle camp recovered the cattle. Now the other group is the one still fighting. What is so pathetic about this story, Mading, is these people have called for rescue. They have begged the authorities around, or the soldiers, but nobody is helping them. So
it seemed to be a local affair.
They say it's their own problem.
The government is not that far off from here.
Yeah, well, this is the place.
The soldiers,
So in this case, these people now, we don't know how they are going to stay tonight. So you have seen here, whole year cattle, they are removed. These guys came when they overpowered the fighters. They cut the ropes with a knife, and they took the cattle. Now those which are moving here have lost the young ones. The young ones that are also making noise are orphans. The cows are orphans. So I talked to a certain boy. I'm trying to look for him here. He was standing over a dead body there, and he said, "This is the dog that killed my uncle. The uncle is being buried there." I took pictures of that boy, and he ran. He said when they attacked the camp,
so those people are buried right away.
He witnessed his uncle shooting those people.
ما في proof هنا أسف ما أجري كلام نقوله بخشم.
Untold stories about children and women. You have seen their faces here. I don't think they deserve being here. This is not a good place for children, not a good place for women. There should be a very serious consideration over the people, this population, the pastoralist population in South Sudan. We want to see the combination of the population. And why are children here, young boys like these, young girls?
And the pastoralists, especially from Jonglei area,
yes,
it's as if they are outside history. During the liberation,
imagine
many of these people
liberation.
Yeah, many of the
liberation ticket.
The liberation, as it was highlighted earlier.
Yeah,
we know some of the heroes who have been killed in Capoeira, Itori.
And what about our heroes who are killed also here and killed in your land?
The sons and daughters from Jonglei State. I have followed this story, and usually the talk is about the farmlands being destroyed.
Yeah,
that is the reason why such kind of attack was motivated. That the livelihoods of the local populations are often trampled upon by the cattle, and as they highlighted, it's dry season. It's not a farming season.
I talked about this story the other day. I asked a friend from Eastern Equatoria about the law governing management of resources in the same area. I know in Jonglei State and other places like Lake State, where there are cattle, even Eastern Equatoria, in the Latuko area, they have cattle. How do they juggle the management of cattle and the farms, the crops? So this story is, I think, politically motivated, because people who shout it loudest
Motivated how?
in the media are politicians. They are not people from here. There is a chief who said hundreds of thousands of war cattle keepers have overtaken. The Eastern Equatoria, the local population has been displaced to Obama. Yeah, and when you see this cattle camp, we are not trying to defend these people. They are also unruly. You know,
see? Say
cattle
unruly.
keepers are always stubborn. They have their own rules. They have their own way of doing things. But the exaggeration is responsible for this mess, because the youth that mobilize themselves to come here from as far as the Posa land are incited by such politicians. There is a background to
This Madingmor is in a propaganda machine of Dinka Bor always. Every time when there is issue of the cattle, he's there with his media, but he will not cover anything about any other communities, only about the Dinka Bor. The Dinka Bor only. That's him. So he's another propagandist. By the way, he's a land grabber. He took two plot of land from one lady from Kuku. He was almost to eliminate the brother of that lady when they were actually want to take their land back. That land in the logo where he actually built his studio, he actually has grabbed that land. He's one of land grabbers. So they were referring to this video here. Sorry, I did not put it there. This from the Choli community leader. He was talking about that 10,000 displays. You see that even this Dinka Bor, they cannot even feel sympathy for others, only about them. Our people who are displaced, and I will read all this with their household and how many individuals. You know, about this is 14,829 displaced in Magoi County, and plus the other additional and and other areas. Just let's listen to this gentleman here.
Another issue that has brought me here. First, before I make my remark, I want to thank you for celebrating this very important feast of the presentation of the Lord. Our father here made it very clear, Father Morbe, that this is a very important, the feast of the presentation of the Lord calls us as Christians, as the faithful, to be patient, to emulate Christ in our life. I know the members of my Choli community, not only the Choli community, the member of the South Sudanese community, or as a whole, we have been suffering a lot as far as the economic crisis is concerned. And I thank you, the members of the faithful, the Christian community, for always remaining very firm, because we are going through a lot of trial and tribulation in our life. As a chairperson of the Choli community, I encourage you to continue to remain peaceful, to remain very strong, with a strong faith in Christ. For the last 2 weeks, the members of my community have faced a lot of challenges. And many of you have lost hope. You have not been hearing where is our leaders? Where are the leaders of the Choli community? The criminals of the cattle headers from Jongole invaded our territory. It is not only once. In 2022, I'm sure you people you are aware, we lost almost about 150 people. Many were displaced. But being as the Choli community, we said, let us give you peace. We gave chance to our government to continue to talk to the cattle headers so that these cattle are taken back to their place of origin. We continue also talking to the political leadership so that this issue of the cattle headers are addressed once and for all. I want to thank the leadership of His Excellency the President for hosting the past governors forum. The governors forum also made it very clear that all the cattle from Equatoria must go back to their areas of origin. Very clear. But unfortunately, this year again, And this is the worst moment that we have experienced in our life. The cattle headers have come back. They are coming also invited so many criminals into my community. As I'm talking to you right now, many over 10,000 people have been displaced from their homes. Villages have been burned down in Jokoki. Villages have been burned down in Ame. They went even up to the extent of burning and killing people as far as areas of Africa is concerned. The areas of Lokoya, people have been displaced just because of these criminal cattle headers. And the criminal youth from Jongole, especially from the Greater Bor, were mobilized by their political leadership. And those who are in the military here in Juba here. I'm very sorry to call them. Actually, I'm not supposed to call them even honorable. They call themselves honorable, but they are horrible. They are horrible. Because there is no power vacuum in South Sudan. I have not heard as the chairman of the Acholi community that the constitution has been suspended. There is law and order in the country. We have got the executive. We have got the member of the legislators. We have got the judiciary in this country. You remember last year we suffered a lot. Some of these criminal cattle headers, they decided to use the criminal justice system here in Juba to criminalize us, the community. You remember we paid about 105 cattle for the two criminals who came and caused us problems in a Goro bomber. I want to make it very clear to you today, because many of them, including the political leadership and the military, have been carrying out mobilization of the young people from Sherikat. They call it Sherikat Republic. Their community to go invade us. That the community of Acholi, the land that we have is a grazing land for the cattle from Bor. I want to tell them that this rubbish and this nonsense must stop immediately. I want to tell you from today onwards, beginning next week, my leadership, empowered by the constitution of the Acholi community, I'm going to appoint an elaborate security and a humanitarian team to coordinate a humanitarian and security response, because we are not going to leave our security now.
Yeah, so my brothers and sisters, the big number of these people in these areas reach up to 14,829. You know, that's really big number, and some of them they have no access to food or anything because all their food have been looted and their houses are burned. I will show you some of the pictures now here soon, so then you know how those people are really living in a miserable life. So for this, Madingmore was also lying. If you listen here to this person, he's one of the cattle headers there. The guy he was referring that the attackers there is also people from Bahar Ghazal. He meant the Dinka Bahar Ghazal, by the way. That is in Tongmonya. He just mentioned. They asked him to tell them his name, and he gave them his name.
Layaga kuma kakadia lwelege kare chokoi pan bor ejo.
طبعا هو basically قاعد يتكلم بانه عندهم موضوع بتاع مرض يا بيطردهم هناك. طبعا they always give this excuse.
Joga kena kuma kai wale bai.
عندهم مرض اللي انه حكومه ما قدر يجيب دواء هناك.
Karam mane wone ko tawan. Elwe to kelo. Barakadala toti.
ايوه ده الكلام اللي قاعدين يكلموا يقولوا هنا في الكذب ده قال شغل ده في ناس برغزال فيه. طبعا في كتار هنا كان ما مرتاحين، لكن زول ده زول بتاع مراه يا ده فيديو سوري عشان انا ما اعرف هذا ده هو he is talking. He's from Dinka Bor, he was of the cattle keepers. بانه بمعنى في مجرمين بتاع بارغزال ذاته جاه هناك عمل لهم اتاك as well. كانوا قاعدين they referring only to Murle. ما تنسى بانه زول ده قاعد يقول هنا he is confirming.
Neto tong ida moy barkadal tori. Kay jam kay barkadal.
يتكلم معه هي ده بتاع بارغزال يعني هو قاعد يديني اكسن يعني طمونيا كده بتاع بارغزال.
Jengil bit. Ki jengil anda pe. Amane la lan ki lo ina kuma. Ki kel bit kana gra bit kana kuta. Akira ne moy. Kija.
Yenyi de mani Luis.
Ki ya ni ma yen Luis wo barkadal bay. Ki barkadal bay.
Barkadal ci bi jam kay barkadal ci moy.
Acap moy. Luya.
Basically عشان بس نختصر لكم الزول ده هو قاعد يأكد بأنه في دينكا بتاع بارغزال فيه، لأنه يتكلم معاه بأنه لما هو قال بارغزال له قاصد أكسن بتاع زول، لأنه طبعا ده هو لغة أجل أكسن بتاعهم بتاع دينكا هناك ناس بور دي براو، لكن ناس بارغزال عندهم لغة بتاعهم ده ناس ريك عندهم برضو أكسن براو. فهم قال لقوا زول ده قام قال له ما تقتلني ده من ناس اللي جاء ذاته جاء حاجة من محلهم ده، قال له ما تقتلني أنا زول من بارغزال. قال له طيب كان بارغزال ليه تجيت فيه؟ هم قالوا قتلوه. So هسه كلام ده هم اللي يقدروا ينكروا كلام ده. Why those MPs are not talking about this? They only referring to people from Eastern Equatoria and the Murle. Why they cannot talk about this individual or those people from بارغزال اللي هو دينكا بتاع بارغزال؟ شفت الكلام ده؟ So that's why نقدر نقول ناس MP they are not honest. And they are responsible for what is happening to our people in Eastern Equatoria. Yeah, so yes, Anasma Minzolda, another MP, Malaysia.
Members of the press, I'll just touch on a few things that the chairman has left out on 3 points. We condole with the families of the lost ones. From what we know, and I have been an eyewitness to the situation on the ground, the preemptive report from iRadio was an incitement for the youth from Mabui County to be mobilized that there is a danger. And that was the situation as it is true. There is no way you can displace people that are in the perimeter of 2 kilometers in 2 barracks, military barracks. And we know where Obama is. Across the bridge, there is a military barrack. There is a station there. Before the bridge, there is a military barrack. And in the middle is where the cattle have settled, where the cattle keepers camps have settled. And there is only a small village that there is there. And these people were there until they were also attacked together with the cattle keepers, okay, on the night of the Friday. So there was no displacement. Before that, the governor, the commissioner, and all the community elders had a meeting that was facilitated by the army. And the cattle keepers were invited for that meeting, and the same with the governor. The governor came, they reported their farm had been destroyed. The governor commissioned the commissioner that go and verify and compensate according to how you guys arrange them. But to you, the cattle keepers, the local people don't need you here permanently. So we advise you, compensate what you have destroyed, and then start moving. So they said, give us 3 days. They said, we have given you 1 day. Okay. The commissioner of Bor County also wrote to the commissioner asking to give him 72 hours to come and sit and see how these people should be relocated. The reply from the commissioner of Mabui County was, we have refused to sit down with you. We ask your people to leave immediately. So there was an ongoing mobilization, and there was evidence that was reported that these people are around. They are not very far.
So iRadio, we are going to take action against iRadio because media incitement have led to this situation, because there was no displacement that was done prior to that. iRadio will have to verify that figure, which houses were attacked and which houses people move away from it. Also on the ground, the attackers, there are people bodies that are lying all over the place. It is not only the cattle keepers, they were also, there was a repel. They were also repelled. The bodies that we have identified with the tribal markers, we know ourselves. Okay. Our Murle, we have Murles youths that are part of that. We have Taposa youths that are part of that. When did Murle and Taposa farm migrated to Magui County? Okay. For their farm to be destroyed, to come and say we don't need cattle keepers in our farm. So these people were moved, tactically were moved by somebody, and that somebody is what we are going to find out through the investigation. So the people who have bodies on the ground in the cattle camp are not people, we have never identified a single person from Magui County. We have not seen anybody on the ground from Magui County. Okay, but we have them, we have those pictures. So for us, iRadio will be accountable. On the humanitarian, prior to that, when the commissioner said we don't need compensation, we need you to move, we told the cattle keepers met and they said, okay, our vulnerable population need to move. Us who are strong will now push the cow, because issue of water, issue of pasture, and you cannot push a cow for 1 week. So we have moved a lot of people. More than 40 buses went to pick vulnerable people prior to the incident. Okay, and these people were here. They have been brought here. Some have gone to Nimili to go to refugee camp. Some have gone to Bor. And these are evidence that these people were moving. Why do you attack them when they have already decided to move? So the humanitarian situation is bad. Even people who are here in Juba, there's no relative, given the current economic situation, that you can rely on. Okay.
Why he's lying? What about the fundraising that been made in Australia and other country here in the diaspora? Almost about 50,000 was sent to those cattle keepers. What is it for? So people should not really lie. So those MPs, my goodness, they accuse the Eastern Equatoria state, the people of Eastern Equatoria. They accuse the Murle. They accuse the iRadio. They also, by the way, also accuse NAS. They already open so many fronts. يعني انا ما اعرف ناس دي المشكله بتاعهم شنو، ناس ده اسمه شنو ده الراس بتاعهم ما شغال. They just want to convince everybody that they are victims. They are not victims. They are not victims in that regard. And you see how arrogant. Last time, you remember this same Gordon, Dr. Gordon Angok, he was the one accusing Barry before. Now, he's going now to Eastern Equatoria. Next time, he will come here in Western Equatoria. This is how they are. Every time, everybody is a bad person. They are the holy, they are the angels, and so what have you. Yeah, so anyways, can namshi fi هنا طبعا Tabandeng went to Eastern Equatoria. I don't know if this video the quality will be okay لأنه there is a translation, but it's very short anyways.
Eso rozo sa ko lo yo. Even Margaret that kan kundu bagar ku murana bita zo ta bo.
Eso da se Margaret isa kati ko borgana wa ko ba ma dizi di moraga.
Lakin sal majaba karab zeda.
Ya no e mu onzo nzi to de.
Wa fi ma wa fi ma.
Ama government ya omba ni ama jo amba president ni chini ba chikola kongwi borga pi.
So basically, Tabandeng is saying that they are standing with the community. They're not standing with those attackers. لأنه هم يجوا هم بلغوا ناس المنطقة بأنه هم جايين وكده. So anyways, في زي ما انتم شايفين هنا كنا نسمع واحد من أخونا باباكير. طبعا دي ناس هيلن. أنا لقيتير طبعا هم my boyfriend to listen to innocent ده قال له منقوني أنا قال يا أخي والله تريزا ده قال والله أنا بوديك في بوليس
So النازل في
ده ولا استنى كده connect you know يا بأنه يا أخي والله يا هو كان في أمريكا أنا وريته قال أنا citizen أنت ما مولود هناك يا ماما أنا كان قاعد هناك في أمريكا أنا قاعد أنا diplomatic protection كان أنت ما عارف دي زول أهالي زي كده رو هناك ما innocent بتاع تاجر مخدرات ده
ريتر إيكواتوريا أنا داير أقول لكم كلام بتاع البقر مو يوم كان عندي أبغار كتير هنا في لوري أنا كان عندي over 600 cows لو من بقى في شكاوي من مواطنين بتاع إيكواتوريا وجود بتاع بقر كان ما منهم أنا شيلت أبغار بتاعي ده بعربات أجرت عربات وشيلتهم برا لكاد واو المشي مات والهاي
كان ده ما بوك بتاع بقر ذاته بخليك انت رئيس بتاع الدولة شنو لافي ببقر لسه قدرت تمشي لنا بإيه ده all fashion
حسا أنا جبت كلام ده لأنه في مشكلة بتاع بقر تاني قام فوق
طبعا فيديو ده قديم يا جماعة ده من 2022
نجيب جيج عشان يسوق البقر ده لغاية ما يمشي لبور قال ده بقار بتاع بور من نسوقهم لغاية بلد هناك when we come back البقر ده بيجي راجع هنا
البقر ده قاعد يجي برا هسا عليكم الله ده رئيس جدي هو ذاته يا مشكلة ديسبات بتاع الديجري بتاعه ده ليه دينكا بور ما داري يسمع الديجري بتاعه لأنه هو ذاته المشكلة طبعا فيديو بتاعه ده من 2022
فبقى المصيبة بقى زي زول القلب بيعلق راسي بتاع الشيطان
هم قاعدين يضحكوا هم عارفين الموضوع بقى الرجع ده يخلي الناس يموتوا
ما ينتهي بقى صلاة منو هيعمل شنو الشعر ده بقوم تاني زي قبل لما نعلقوا so at the end he excused himself وجرى لقوا انه كلام ما بينتهي فالمشكلة بتاع بقر ده نانو بكالسو we will talk to the owners of these cows عشان انه ما يجي هنا هذا الناس زكت إيكواتوريا زكت كلام بتاع البقر ده
اسمع كده
دينكا بقر بتاع دينكا
ده بقر بتاع
يا أخي في دينكا في شمال على النيل ما جاء بقر بتاعه هنا
لكن بقر دينكا بور ده شنو؟
لأنه في بحر الغزال هناك ما جبنا بقر بتاعنا هنا
طيب البقر الدينكا بور ده شنو بنادم شنو ما هم دينكا كده كان زول بتاع الدينكا بتاع النيل ما جابه، كان دينكا بتاع بارغزال ما جاب. طيب الدينكا بتاع بور ده بينادوا شنو؟ ما هم دينكا بينادوا شنو يعني؟ بيزيكلي كده بينادوا شنو يعني؟
This is the problem. Another trial endum bakar betom hine da. Kandu kwal manyang endu bakar. Wana rufenu maidu bakar.
Kwal manyang endu.
Michael Makoye huwa rais bita mujtama bita bor. Baka mindu kanam ya good room. So we will all try to talk to them. And even we can drive up to Bor to go and talk to the elders there. Lanu bakarda walad bitak mu ya masulano. Masulano can yamshi fata gay. Bakarda ya kul gay quiz. Lekin ita abu ya si dal bakar. Lanu lo macha ina hata lo luka bit jamila. You will not think of marrying that cows and marrying that girl. And then you fa bakar rom ina. Ma fi kalam di chikada. So we will all go and talk to the elders. Ya wuri menu nazel kadin yamul mikra. Wahasa
asma.
Ana lagitu kalam menu anas buka yasaidu Thomas Cirilo because nada Dinka da jabu bakar betom fi chanirje kharab Equatoria.
شفت فيلم كده
لو انا عندي بقر انا بمسكهم في مال بعيد غريب عشان انه ما يمشي خرب حتى في بلد بتاع دينكا البقر كل زول عنده بقر والزول عنده مزرعه بتاعه. They don't allow them. People are translating wujud بتاع البقر هنا ده and equating it with the rebellion with Thomas Cirilo. People are saying because Dinkas are now destroying our crops, we must fight them in support of Thomas Cirilo. What will Thomas Cirilo bring?
He will bring you fire.
Kalam da ma da rinu nanu zatu ma da shakal ma na zaidan.
عليك الله انت بتشاكل مع ناس
accept to be dragged into war. And kalam al hasil asa biya hu kalam al kan jala ba baktul nas bitana foko. Enu zol yaqod kamawatan adi
شوف
لما انه يفكر يشوف انه جيش ماشي كده يمشي يعمل ambush للجيش ده ويقتل الناس.
You see how he's implicated. You see, this is the president, how he is implicated, even the citizen. How he is implicated. ما بقر ده اللي تقدر تجيب ريسة ذاتك قد تستخدم بقر ده كطريقة انك قد تحارب عشان تحارب communities. يا كيري تفكر اننا بلدين ولا شنو؟
غير ملابس بتاعهم ده.
Imagine.
ويخرج مع المواطنين انه يكون مواطن. لو جينا عرفتوا زول نازل سمجون بقول لا ده ولد بتاعنا ما مشى لمتبردين. So لما انه جلاب ما كان عنده زمن كان يحقق to find out who is the real culprit. بضرب المواطنين ده كله. We cannot do it. عشان نقتل الناس بتاعنا because of whatever has happened. ما بنعمله. لو لقينا هو زول ده مع مجرمين ديل we'll fight with them. لو ما دينا كلي عادو يجي يزال That is not what we should be doing. Let us unite ourselves ونشغل لسان البلد. I don't have more words to talk to you because kalam kulu jagber kalam bita convention u kalam bita lisa mara molna convention annual convention where all was said here will be approved.
Yes,
will be approved and then shukr bita chikida.
ما في كلام ده he's the one who's actually implicating civilian. Yeah, so this to tell you how those people are. Kir himself, he's the mastermind of Hayat ده. هو ذاته يعمل فوضى ده. عشان كده ناس ديل ما بقى يخافوا ولا بيسمعوا في الديجري ده هم فاضيين لأنه ده أصلا ده حاجة هم قاعدين ده خطة بتاعهم to displace people. لكن this thing will never work. Let's listen to لبونج لجوري. أنا ما أعرف كان الفيديو ده بيكون واضح لأنه كان ضعيف.
Group of cattle herders from Bor County, specifically two Payams of Kolonyang and Anidi, who brought their cattle to Nyalo. After the raid, they mobilized merciless, godless, and humanless use, whom I think this could be used.
نضيف من مصدر آخرنا نشغله هنا my brothers. I'm almost there.
Connected to reasons I found.
Yeah.
Of cattle herders from Bor County, specifically two Payams of Kolonyang and Anidi, who brought their cattle to Nyalo. After the raid, they mobilized merciless, godless, and humanless use, whom I think this could be used who have been terrorizing within the town. And these youths were transported from Bor, from Juba, from Nimile, and many other towns in South Sudan. And this group of youths did not even follow the cattle been raided. They only came to loot, rape, burn, and destroy, as you have seen by yourself. It is only the owners of the cattle who are able to follow the raiders. But most of these youths who have been mobilized around ended up looting homeless and killing people in this Equatoria, particularly in the Muslim community. There are thousands of houses being burned. They've taken all the food. They've taken thousands of goats. The food that they could not be able to carry, they managed. And health facilities have been destroyed. and this health center has been destroyed. And people are displaced. Thousands of people are displaced. Children have been in the bushes here until yesterday when the security forces came and able to mobilize them in the bush, where they spent 3 days without food and water. And the people of Eastern Equatoria are mourning for this. The total number of people from Eastern Equatoria who fall victims of this rain are 22 in number. And a number of them are wounded. We have not yet, there are some children missing, whether they have died or they have been abducted. We still investigate. So this is the mission we just came to see, and we are also going to meet displaced people in Mabin Town.
The system challenge in the government. We also see several press from the whole community claiming that you are also involved in mobilizing people for youth to integrate the settlers. Can you also give some clarification on such allegations?
That is baseless allegation. As you can see, the government of this Equatoria is composed of the institution. And these people are members of the state. If it happened by coincidence, most of them are from Dinka community, and some of them are from Bor. And they are in security agent. They know in and out what is going on in the state. How could I be able to do that without their knowledge? So that is baseless.
Okay, apart from mobilizations, we also getting the reports and so many rumors that the attack on the four cattle herders within the state was actually politically motivated. Maybe what are you saying regarding?
Politically motivated as what? What we know, the people of Eastern Equatoria are just a victim. A victim of a problem being transported to Eastern Equatoria. The attackers are from Greater Jungle, and the cattle others are from Greater Jungle.
So, that's the problem. Each time those Dinka Bor cattle headers, and by the way, they are not all Dinka Bor, especially they're ناس الأكتر حاجة من نيرو ولا بقولوا تاني ناس دوك ولا منو في بور ساوث، ده أو ناس ديل ياو قاعدين يجوا هنا، ده هم ياو قاعدين يجوا في محله وقاعدين يشكلوا فوضى ده. شفت كيف؟ وعشان كده لبون ذكر 3 مناطق اللي هم جايين فوق من بور هناك. عشان كده انت بتلقى انه في ناس بور ايست ما واقفين مع حاجات الناس ديل بتاع اللي اسمه بور ساوث قاعدين يعملوا ده بسبب فوضى بتاعهم اللي هم قاعدين يعملوا ده. This is something that and we have to send this. انت كان قاعد تشوف ناس اموك ناس منو ده قاعدين يعملوا فوضى بتاعهم ده او بس جروب ده اللي عاملين مسببين مشاكل وكلام كتير. يلا هنا احنا قربنا يا جماعة، لأنه أنا بس كنت داير أغطي الحاجات لأنه مهم to keep this for history, Yeah. هنا ياو governor بتاعهم قالوا deputy governor اللي بتلقى إنه ذاته اسمه شنو ده. Yeah, so they are whole deputy governor بتاعهم and قاعد يتكلم بين the deputy governor. He say that the deputy governor of the Jungle State has described the deadly attack on the cattle keepers in Nyolo, Eastern Equatoria State, last Friday, which left several headers dead as an organized cattle right. طيب انت ناس زي اللي لما هميتوا انتوا ناس زي اللي نايب بتاع اسمه شنو ده. باي ذا واي ده بنية تا يدا كوال مانيان ita ita ka governor ma deputy itu le ma sabatu nas kunde hinak. Itu adu dawa le haywanat bitam hum ganin gulde. Although we know that is the sabab bita jaya bitam hina there is not because of the cow disease. ما في حاجة زي ده بس آثار. يلا هم طبعا كله قاعدين ينكروا بأنه ما في حاجة حصل، ما في displacement، ما في شنو. طبعا الصور دي كتير يا جماعة، أنا ما قدرت إنه أكتب كله. صور بتاع displacement وحاجات البروبرتيز حرقوه. يا عندك مباني انت شايف في الصورة ده they went on and touch fire. ليه بتحرق حاجات ده؟ you're coming from Jungule to come and cause harm to people in eastern Equatoria. شوف مباني ده كله يا والله في نار. هما they, after they looted some of items وشالوا حاجات and then والله النار. حتى في مدرسة يعني، حتى مباني انت ما خليته، مباني بتاع حكومة انت خليته. هذا المبنى الجبال اللي بونغ واقف جنبه ده برضو يا هربو يا هنا يا برضو يا ده أو سكول ماستر اللي هم قتلوه ده في أغورو، في أغورو ده who's school master. May his soul rest in peace. I'm sorry to put the picture. I know that their families might have actually followed this video. Maybe they'll feel sad and emotion. We're sorry about that. It's just to show it as evidence, because those people, whenever you say something, they'll لا ده كده ابن ما في كده. ده school master اللي هم كتل headers ده وكتل اللي هو دينكا بور ده. then يا انت شايف يا ده كله كمان هم هرقوا يا بعد of tuckles. Our people here displaced. وعلى فكرة ما بس كده، ناسنا برضه هسه في روكون هسه they are displaced as well. ده كله regarding this kettles. Yeah, so you have photo تاني. See our people. بس I just chose some of the photos عشان يكون as a evidence، لأنهم نازل ما بيختارنا أصلا. يا شوف ده كله destruction هم they cause. Why they have to always come and burn everything. And this that the guy was lying. الزول الجبال أول ده قال لي يا أخي they asked for another for some days. They said we'll give you only 1 day. Who got that? They were given first 3 days, like 72 hours, 3 days. Is 3 days expired. Tani ja dom tani another 3 days. في فترة لسه ما الدوم ده هم يتوالي مش عملوا أتاك في فترة ده. يعني ده بس حركة بتاع إنه فوضى يخوف الناس عشان يورون بين عشان هم يظهر إنه الناس هم ما هيطلعوا. So this is what happened basically in this regard. فحاجات اللي هم قاعدين يعملوا ده ما بيجيب coexisting بصراحة. they need to change. That's why ناس زي ناس كجانا علي قاعد يضحك فيهم. يلا listen to this one. اللي هم ماشيين propaganda بتاعهم. زول شين بيشتم بيطلع ناس دي ناس أكل بافرا، وبافرا ده خلاك بيجي قتل ما بافرا ده بقى إنسان. وده يعني لما this guy here is talking about genocide against the Equatorian. بأنه تتذكر 2013 دور we can do it for you.
السلام عليكم يا جماعة. ما بتكلم كتير، رسالة دي ما هي لنا دي إكواتوريا. بقول إكواتوريا كله ما تراب ناس تقول له في دول ودر تاني، قال له في دينجا انت لقيته قتله كده تجربوا بعد دور ده نين ما بانز ناس تاني، لأنه بيجا كلاب بيجا في مرحلة تاني. tum darin tamchi became tani ya owa jaitu darin chagala kana selmen fen talatajar sitajar de ma jarbna makum tuna de Equatoria kin dorre nueru dinga ma bachake lakin nina kalam batakum nin bichubu ani chubu kalam batakum da na de Equatoria ene nin bichubu anu chubna kum intum biga jais tu jais e chakala chakala badetu utu uredna seminao tunaziisa Equatoria ende ma intu bultu seminao anu morbayin lokor ma bakul garamaye batak tani tabakul jowo da batak wes chan morbayin ma ikush سميناه خلاص قلت إنه في دورها يقتلوا دينكا كلام جميل وانتو نسيتوا إنه ناس دينكا قاعد يقتلوا ناس كمان نسيتوا كلام ده طبعا انتو قاعدين خمسة إنه نينا قاعد وناس دينكا قاعدين يقتلوا ناس ولا ده كتير فيكم ما جربوا تعبوا من بداية كتير فيكم ناس إكواتوريا هنا انتم ما جربوا أنا يوم ده itu زميتوا لناس عرب itu ناس جاتا مله
حاجات بتعمل
جاتا ميوت ياو itu ناس بتاع ميوت لو aja داير يمشي يجيبوا ما سكن itu برجع ورا لو جابوا itu بيجي بقول نينا فوق كمان يا واسا itu داير يبدأ تاني كين دينغا ده في سبع ولايات itu ناس إكواتوريا itu become 3 ولايات kudu pirasku saba walaya de itu bagdar chakalu saba walaya itu bagdar chakalu itu nas ras kumene chakal mugbapra bambe utagumde mugbambe bapra fakaru kwef apakare wala fakir lekum galinu tu kali tichakal mana itu kali arja يفكر لكم فكرة تاني غير ده لأنه أنا بعرف يقول لي الناس بيعملوا لنا كل سنة بيعملوا لنا حاجة بتال ونحن ما بعملوا للناس كرسي ما قاعد أكله كرسي ده نحن بكتو هناك يلا بعدين نحن بيشاكل شكل هلدو دارين ده ما ممكن ini dhatu maindi naja gadina kursi de itu yawo akaltu itu lisa gadin di jerjer warna itu abdaw ini bade ni bayi kuiko ini ma babda itu wadar kali dinga itu dar wadar de kali wadar na ni na gaidi na semua media de yawo gadi jible na ajada ini bas mo media ini ze ma itu gultu in kan ma pijin po yala nin jasmina mina risala utakum ya na isen Equatoria jazin darin di chakal na semina lakini tu abda da chakal manat ayi chu matarab nas tuma gadin tumut sum kumle talga ma kuibo ngani na tu na da walin tu mainda kum ya ja tu darin tamul
ده واحد من الناس ميليشياس هو ولد صغير لكن هو في جزء من الميليشيات بتاع كير هو دايما بيتكلم دايما شغله تهديد ده نفس أسلوب ده يعني هو بيتكلم زي كأنه هو كان حاضر الحرب بتاع ليبريشن ده هو ما عارف بأنه أغلبية بتاع دينكا بور ديل بالذات جماعة ديل اللي كان جو ده قاعدين في مخيمات في كم هم أكتر من دينكا بتاع بارقزال ذات في المخيم وباقي ده قاعدين في حراسات بتاع قيادات يعني وربا كان يندق ما قال إنه جماعة القديم شو اللي بيمشي ديل بيمشي ورا أكل ده يقولنا الكلام ده والله لكن هات ربنا يسهل يدينا صبر ويهدينا أنا أقدر نقول للناس بتاع بالذات MPs ديل وأنا أقدر نقول لهم بأنه ما طلعوا بإيسترن إكواتوريا لأنه ده بوابة بتاع أي حاجة، بوابة بتاع حكومة، بوابة بتاعكم زي عيالكم ودوا في مدارس في يوغندا في كينيا، وده هواكم ما تفتحوا ما تفتحوا. ونصحوا مجرمين بتاعكم هنا في الميديا شغالين بروباغندا ده، لأنه كان نار ده ولا بعدين you might not like it. and stop bullying people. وبقر ده لازم يمشي، ما في حاجة اسمه constitution. الارتيكل 27 ده ما قاعد يدي لك حق انك تلف ببقر، يتكلم عن حق بتاعك كانديفيدوال. you can move to live في اي محل تديره، لكن regulated by law. انت ما بتمشي تقعد في فيليج بتاع زول، تقعد في مدينة، تقعد في اي محل تاني تقعد، لكن your villages ده ما بتاعك، ده لاند بتاع كوميونيتي، ده اللي هم بيمارسوا culture بتاعهم tradition بتاعهم. ده تقعد في مدينة، ده تقعد في يي في داخل المدينة، في جوبا في داخل المدينة، في نيمولي في داخل المدينة، ده حاجة، ده حق بتاعك انت تمشي. لكن villages بتاع communities ده ما حقك. so that constitution اللي انتم معلقين فيه ومشعلقين فيه ده it doesn't work like that. so ده الرسالة أنا داير نوصله. فأنا داير نختم بحاجة أخيرة عشان أنا نوري الديسبليس الناس دينكا بور MPs they are denying قال ما في أجر displacement لcommunity. طبعا ده report as of 4th February 2025. The current number of displaced people across Magui County according to the RRC county government is as follows. Number 1, Agoro, Maji, household 202, an individual 903. Number 2, Omeo, household 420, and the individual 234. Number 3, Ame, household 127, and individual 627. And number 4, Ofreha, household 180, and individual 1080. Number 5, Agoro Central Buma, household 263, an individual 1361. Number 6, Ayi household 168, and individuals 832. Number 7, Agoro Chamboro household 229, and individual 1140. Number 8, Abara household 503, an individual 1941. Number 9, Nyolo household 377, an individual 1860. Number 10, Timo household 257, an individual 1542. There are 2,729 household and 13,629 individual. The figures represented the IDPs in Magui Center alone. And then the additional figure again, number 11, Obo, approximately 200 individual. Number 12, Winkable, approximately 300 individual. And number 13, Ayi, Obama, approximately 700 individual. So together, if you calculate, you add from the 13,629 plus the 700 and another extra 300 plus 200. The additional figure it's alone is 1,200. When you add to the 13,629, this will come to conclusion of 14,829 individuals. Those are all displaced people, and yet the state, the MPs of the Dinka Bor who are talking, those politicians who are making propaganda that there is no such people, because it is stated here very clear, and the report is accurate. They are in those individuals in the centers, Magui Center alone, the IDPs. So they're there. So that's why we are urging the people to help those people. If you want to help, you contact us on WhatsApp, then we'll send you the details of the person that you can send anything that you have, whether 500, 50, 20, anything that can come across you. This will help our people because they have children, elderly, and some of them are wounded. They have nothing in their hands. If you can help those people, it will be good. You really have helped 2 or 3 people with at least water, and there is also some children who need like leban bita ayal, akil bita ayal. So please, for those who want to contact, if you have really want to help, don't feel shy. Ita saada akona taki bezati takon Equatorian akona takon hinak muhtajin musada shadid. ساعدوا تكون لأنه هم هسه قاعدين هناك عدد كبير جدا. عندك يعني 14,829 فيو عيال، فيو نسوان، فيو عجايز، في ناس عيانين برضو، فهم محتاجين مساعدات. صحيح إنه في بعض ناس حاول إنه يمدوا يدينهم، فإحنا لازم نحاول نمد يدينا عشان نساعد الناس بتاعنا ده في الظروف الصعبة اللي هم فيه ده. الظروف قاسية جدا، وتعرفين جنوب ماشي ب economic crisis very serious. فده رسالة ندير نقول لكم الدير اسمه شنو، يساعد. don't hesitate. أي حاجة في يدك، شلا $5، $10، $100، أي حاجة في يدينك، فحاجة ده هيساعد. دي تعرف بأنه دولار سعر بتاعه ممكن بيعمل فرق برضه. ده كان وديت ده على الأقل يجيب لهم إن شاء الله أكل، يعمل لهم كان ده روس ولا ده شنو، أي حاجة هناك ولا بليلة تسستن them. انتوا عارفين الناس بتاعنا ما كسلانين، لو ما عشان طردهم من أماكن بتاعهم هسه بيكونوا كانوا قاعدين يزرعوا. هم بيكونوا قاعدين في مزارع بتاعهم، عندهم بافرا بتاعهم، عندهم طماطم بتاعهم، عندهم كركديه، عندهم بونجو، عندهم بافرا، عندهم أكل بتاعهم كله قاعد هناك، فقالهم بياكلوا فيه. في سماويكي وحاجات ده كله، في فول قاعد هم كان بيعملوا، لكن حاجاتهم كله شالوا. انتوا عارفين الناس بتاعنا ما قاعدين يعتمدوا لإيد، ما بيعتمدوا على إغاثة، هم بيعتمدوا على نفوسهم. عشان كده هم مزارعين. حتى في زمن بتاع كرنجة ده هم بيزرعوا الطماطم، بيزرعوا بطاطس، بيزرعوا حاجات هم يعني اللي بيخليهم هم يعيشوا. انتوا تذكروا أهلنا لما كانوا طردوا من مندري ويست تقريبا. شوف لما هم جو في تجارة، هم أول حاجة سألوا شنو؟ هم قالوا خليه يدوم أماكن هم يزرع فيه عشان يعتمد. ده أهل بتاعنا كده، لأنه إحنا في استوائية أكتر حاجة إحنا ناس مزارين، وبنخجل لما نسأل زول من أكل ذات، بنخجل لأنه إحنا ناس مزارين. فأنا بناشدكم كلكم، الزول اللي داير يساعد، خاصة إن أنتوا أكواتوريان، don't turn your face to your brother or to your sister. This is the time that they need your help. And please contact, and then I will refer you to those communities leaders on the ground اللي هم هناك في السنتر ده. هم بقروش ده بمشي وهيوصل هم ذاته they will make a report back to you. Yeah, thank you. I will stop here لأن أنا اتكلمت كتير. ناس في YouTube, please join us in Clubhouse because I'm not going to hold the video longer. We are here in the room called Our Diversity with the same topic. You will find us there if you want to continue to also to come and air a view. أنا هجيب هنا معلش أنا جريت كتير يا أخواني وأخواتي لأنه التوبيك ده مهم جدا. لأنه what we are doing here to document everything، حاجات ده كله to make documentation. انتم ملاحظين هسه الفورم بتاعنا أو diversity في فيسبوك طبعا عشان أنا الأكاونت بتاعي البرايفت معطل، لكن Our Diversity قاعد نعمل فيه معلومات كتير. هسه ناس كتار أي زول دير دوكيمنت، دير أي حاجة، دير فيديو بتاع 2000 كام عملوه أتاك لناس سكان هناك بتاع بقر، سواء كان بتاع أراضي، كله بتلقاه هناك. so become a reference. ناس كتار بيشيلوا حاجات من هناك من اسم شنو، لأنه كله أي حاجة خطوه بتاريخ. So please الفيديو ده لما عملناه هنا to keep it for history. One day when we are not here أي زول ممكن بيجي يشيل information ده، لأنه عشان كده بنخط الفيديوهات، بنقرأ الحاجات ده just for record. فأنا بشكركم كتير ناس اللي في يوتيوب، ربنا يبارككم انتوا اللي شاركتوا اللاجة ده فيديو. وأنا بشكركم، كان عدد كويس في في فيديو.
قبل ما تختم في سؤال تحت إنه بيبرعوا وين contribution بودي وين في سؤال تحت.
Yeah, the contribution أنا زول الدير بس يجيني في private أنا will give him the details عشان هو يعمل لأنه contribution ده للناس لأنه كونوا Humanitarian committee اللي يساعد ناس هناك في السنتر لأنه عدد بتاعهم كبير. there is a contact I'll give it to you and then you communicate whatever you want to send. God will bless you. Yeah, I will stop here. Brother Joe, أنت ممكن تمسك هناك وبعدك تدي فرصة لبقية الناس. Yeah, thank you.
أنا ما عندي حاجة كتير بس أنا بدي فرصة لبولدوزر أنا بجونس بعدين.
صباح الخير يا جماعة. Good afternoon, good evening.